justice.
How y'all can let someone who y'all know in right mind sign over all them stuff?
The protest stems from allegations made by Philipa Cary, daughter of Ingrid Cary, a resident of the facility ran by Murphy Knowles. Philipa claims her mother's life insurance, survivor's benefit, national insurance pension, along with her home were all signed over to Murphy Knowles after she placed her in the home. Community members describe the situation as heart-wrenching.
Murphy got to go! Murphy got to go! Yeah! Murphy got to go! Murphy got to go!
So happy that Grand Bahamas came out now and they speak on behalf of this home.
I'm here today because a grave injustice has been perpetrated once again against the Grand Bahamian.
Why would Mike even think about this?
For someone who's a caretaker to take advantage, I call it taking advantage.
Like it should never be a case where a Grand Bahamian is doing this to another Grand Bahamian.
Protesters outside the home also sharing their experience with the elderly care facility.
Wondering why every time I go there, he went from a size X large and pampered down to a size medium. And I was trying to figure out what's carrying on. You know, why is he getting so small?
In that room for almost 6+ hours, suffering from a seizure. It was not just him in that room. It was him and 2 other persons sharing the room.
After the demonstration at the home, the protest moved to the Harold Gregory building. Protesters standing outside adorned in shirts that read, "Get out the house, Murphy." Philipa's sons, along with their father, also appearing in a show of support.
She called saying, help her. She won't get out there. They hitting her and stuff. She don't like it, and help her get out there. But by the time as I try help, Miss Knowles had already had power of attorney over.
Philipa Cary arrived shortly after, greeted with chairs, hugs, and emotional support from the crowd.
I'm in shock. I don't even have the words. I don't even have the words to put together to let everybody know how appreciative I am and how grateful and thankful I am that everybody come through and so fast.
Now, this is a developing story that we will continue to follow. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Just one station.
You saw the story first on ZNS Northern Service. Well, tonight, the owner of Home Away from Home Elderly Care Facility, Murphy Knowles, is fighting back tears as she vehemently denies allegations made by protesters. Those accusations involve claims of mistreatment. Additionally, she is addressing the signing over of assets belonging to one of the facility's residents, Ingrid Cary.
That's right, Raven. Murphy Knowles addressing concerns surrounding the Cary family and her living in their residence. In fact, she maintains that the home was given to her by Ingrid Cary as a blessing.
When people don't have nowhere to live and stuff like that, and she said, Miss Knowles, you're doing such a good work. And she said, I would like to bless you the home to continue to work. She didn't want it to give it to her granddaughter because she knew her granddaughter was not able to take care of the home.
In response to claims of knowingly taking advantage of Ingrid Cary and having her sign over everything to her, Knowles strongly denies the accusations, asserting that she has never stolen anything from anyone under her care.
I have many people in my home. I never took even a candy from them. If I know they are not in their right mind, I wouldn't take anything.
Knowles further explains that she has been in the elderly care business for decades and is deeply shocked by these allegations.
A lot of them don't have no money. So for them to say what they say, but I take in and that's why I don't even want to get my nails done. I don't even want to go to get my hair done or nothing. I don't even want, I be so ashamed to sit in a restaurant and have a meal. Because they think that's the people money I eat it. You say, Miss Knowles, that's for you. I be sitting there looking over my shoulders.
Philipa Cary responding to questions about whether she believes her grandmother, Ingrid Cary, willingly gave away the family home. This was her response.
She may have mentioned the house. I wouldn't put it past her because she would give the shirt off her back. You know what I mean? And she would give you anything. She would give away our stove. My daddy used to tell us. My dad used to say, Ingrid, you would give away the bed that sleeping under. That's just her as a person. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like you should, knowing her age and her mental capacity, you shouldn't even take that serious.
Right.
If that was the case, I feel as if she should have gotten the keys, and when I come to her, she's like, oh, well, hey, Philippa, this the keys to your house. Your mommy talking about giving away. Talk to your mommy or do something.
Right.
Now, Philipa Cary visited the home today. She was allowed to speak with her grandmother. However, she was not allowed to remove her from that facility as she no longer has the power of attorney over her mother. For the Bahamas Tonight, at the Northern Edition, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Ramiko. Well, tonight, in light of these allegations against Home Away from Home, the Ministry for Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting releasing a statement explaining that the government is committed to a thorough investigation of these allegations involving this care facility. The Ministry for Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting are deeply concerned by these serious allegations involving a private care facility on Grand Bahama Island. The statement continues the protection and well-being of our elderly citizens is a priority, and we want to ensure the public that we are taking this matter very seriously. The Ministry of Social Services has launched a comprehensive investigation, and the case has been referred to the Royal Bahamas Police Force for further action. Additionally, while we understand desire for our swift inquiry, we must allow the investigative process to proceed so that all facts can be thoroughly examined. We are committed to ensuring that in the case where there is egregious behavior and wrongdoing, those responsible are held accountable under the law, and we will take all necessary measures to protect the rights and dignity of our senior citizens. The statement noting that we ask for the community's patience and cooperation as the investigation unfolds. The Ministry of Social Services will continue to monitor the situation closely, and we will keep the public informed of any significant developments. In closing, the statement reads, we encourage anyone with information that could assist in this investigation to come forward. Our commitment is to uphold a safe, respectful, and supportive environment for all elderly residents in our community. Well, as tensions rise over the ongoing dispute involving the Home Away from Home elderly care facility, both a clinical consultant and an attorney are weighing in on the matter, offering their professional perspectives. Dr. Andy Lang and attorney Osmond Johnson providing insights into how dementia affects individuals and the role the courts play in resolving such disputes. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
This case in question is the height of fiduciary abuse.
That's clinical consultant Dr. Andy Lang discussing the ongoing emotional battle between Philipa Cary and Home Away from Home caretaker Murphy Knowles. He believes that the signing of the power of attorney along with the house and insurance benefits should have never taken place given the alleged mental state of Ingrid Cary.
I think it is taking advantage to the highest degree. It should not have happened, and it begs the question, anything of this nature has happened before with this particular individual and this particular establishment.
Now, Lang says there are stages that would lead to very debilitating impacts, a major one being sound decision-making.
Their judgment becomes impaired, and what it does is it really places them in a position where they can fall victim to persons who might be minded to prey on them.
Now, from a legal perspective, attorney Osmond Johnson says that Ingrid could not have signed over any assets unless she was shown to be of sound mind. Now, unless the public outrage prompts Knowles to hand over the assets back to the family, it then becomes a matter for the courts.
The court want to hear evidence from individuals who knew her, perhaps any medical practitioners who had treated her in the past. If she had ever been sectioned under the Mental Health Act, and placed on the DIA ward in the past, that would be something that the court would consider. These are some of the considerations that only a court could really review and determine to ascertain whether she had the requisite capacity when all of these purported transfers took place.
Additionally, the attorney says if it is determined that Ingrid is suffering from the brain disease, it would be considered an unlawful transfer and the transaction would be null and void. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Now, for more on this, tune in to The Rundown with Clint Watson tonight.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Dolly Madison is having a 2-day store-wide sale on October 25th and 26th for their 2-year anniversary under new ownership. Get up to 25% off on a variety of items, from household to hardware, you name it. Sale hours on Friday will be from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Dolly Madison's 2-year anniversary sale. Up to 25% off. You don't want to miss it. Dolly Madison.
Paint Fair family is excited to announce that they are now in their new location on Bellevue Lane off of Queens Highway. Visit the store to see new inventory and additional products. Follow Paint Fair on Facebook and Instagram to learn more about exciting promotions and giveaways. Third Dimension Construction will be closed from Wednesday, October 23rd to Friday, October 25th. Stay tuned in for more information on reopening and exciting updates. Third Dimension thanks you for your support, understanding, and patience.
The Grand Bahama Christian Council presents an island-wide crusade, Saturday, October 26th at 3 p.m. at Frank's Ice Cream Plaza. Prayer, testimonies, worship, fellowship, the Word, and more.
Join the Grand Bahama Port Authority for an electrical safety workshop on Monday, October 28th at 10 a.m. at the Susan J. Wallace Center. Registration is required. Call 350-9167 or email lsands@gbpa.com to secure your spot.
The Forever Flower Shop. Check out our new selection of artificial flowers and wreaths. Choose stems for your own projects or get a pre-made arrangement as a quick fix to a dull space. If you're a soon-to-be bride, inquire about bulk ordering for floral options that won't break the bank. It's all here at Island Bedding and Furniture, located at number 5 Queens Highway across from Caribbean Veterinary.
Your number 1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. In news from police, officers attached to the Northeastern Police Station here on Grand Bahama are busy searching for Yvonne Akeem Adderley in connection with shop breaking. Adderley, 21, stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, slim built, weighs 147 pounds, dark brown eyes, brown complexion, and dark brown hair. His last known address is number 61 Faith Avenue, Freeport. Police advising members of the public to approach with extreme caution and care, as he is considered to be armed and dangerous. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Adderley, please contact Police Emergency at 911, National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430 or 1, Crime Stoppers at 352-1919 or 350-3106 or 9, 242-300-8476, 350-3014 or 6, the National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430 or 1, or the Police Command Center at 442-2872 or 2870. Well, following their goal to honor patriarchs in recent months, Urban Renewal is hosting a seniors luncheon, this time around at the Seahorse Urban Renewal Center. Officer in charge of Urban Renewal, Assistant Superintendent Cordelie Capron, says it's always a pleasure to commemorate and adore those in our society who can bestow wisdom on those around.
We gather the seniors and we bring them to either East End or West End just to show them, you know, a good time, a day out, and have a nice lunch with them and get some words of wisdom and knowledge from them, because they are the foundation on which we stand. And it is very important for us to continue our connection with the senior citizens. So it's a pleasure for us to host or to be a part of this.
Elders like Paulette Smith treasure the luncheons and look forward to the endeavor towards the end of every month since its inception.
I just love the outing, you know, I can be along with my pets and stuff like that, because, you know, sometimes they forget about us. But I am so glad of this initiative that Urban Renewal has, that, you know, take the seniors out once per month. I am grateful for that. I don't really live here. I just visit here, but whenever I visit here, I would always try to find out when they're having the function so that I can be a part of it, but I love it.
In other news, proper business management skills and elevating to the next level will be the focus of a virtual beauty conference targeting beauty industry stakeholders. Nail artist Cutel DeVoe says the 3-hour event organized by Convo Q Signature targets nail artists, hairstylists, barbers, tattoo artists, and others. It will be held on November 4th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. under the theme Shift and Pivot.
The purpose of the event is really to give people the knowledge and insight on how to manage and steward well over the back end of business, right? In the beauty industry, it's very profitable in that money is to be made, connections are to be made, relationships. And I think that is so important for us to not just focus on how to make this money, right? So that we could jet set, but also how to manage well, how to build legacy, how to expand, how to evolve. And so with the conference, we're looking to bring not just the money sense of the business, but also we are covering digital strategy. We will also be focusing on marketing and branding, communications.
Presenters include Karel Pinder, Carissa Stubbs, Kayleen Newton, The Money Maven, and Deborah Pratt. The cost is $100 and individuals can register at www.convoqsignature.com or call 439-3044. DeVoe believes money management is crucial to a business's success and there is a wealth of knowledge to be gained.
It's the basis of what you need when it comes to evolving, right? And so I think it's very important for us to understand when we get into the business, we don't just want to stay dormant, right? We don't want to stay in one place. Just how we evolve in our skills, we should also evolve in our marketing, in our branding and expanding, you know, not just focus on serving the people that is just before you, but also a wider range of people.
That's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Raven, it's been a long day. Do you know what's the national sport, by the way?
I think it's sailing.
You might be right. Coming up in sports, the Grand Bahamas Sailing Club recently returned from Exuma. Coming up.
Thanks, Jay. Now, before we wrap up news tonight, we have an exclusive interview with the Murphy Knowles' attorney. Stay tuned for that.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
When you order a large Pizza Hut specialty pizza, you unlock a delicious deal. For a limited time, you can add a small one-topping pizza for just $2 more. Hawaiian, Supreme, barbecue chicken, meat lovers, and more flavors. And for just $2, you can double the deliciousness. But hurry, this mouth-watering twice as nice deal won't last forever. Call Pizza Hut Freeport at 352-9191 today.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Welcome to Be Unique in Port Lucayo, and we carry a variety of stuff. We carry evening gowns, we carry dresses for all occasions, we carry shoes, bags, accessories, hair products, skin products, like I say, night clutches. We carry slippers for men, hats, bath and body work. If you need something for church, party, Any kind of function, you'll find it at Be Unique. We are located in Port Lucaya Marketplace opposite Ministry of Tourism. Our operating hours is Monday to Saturday, except Wednesdays and Sunday we are closed. You can reach us at 603-6345.
Welcome back. Well, following recent developments, questions have risen about the attorney responsible for overseeing the power of attorney and managing other benefits in this case. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports that the attorney, who is a cousin of Murphy Knowles, stands by his actions, stating he has no regrets as Ingrid Cary is of sound mind.
Attorney at law Kevin M. Russell, who facilitated the transfer of legal rights to the conveyance of property and power of attorney for Ingrid Cary, has expressed no regrets over his actions. Russell stated that he personally spoke with Cary, confirming that she was of sound mind and fully aware of her decision. He emphasized that Cary was resolute in her intent for Murphy Knowles to receive legal ownership of her home. Our team was on the beat all day searching for answers. According to the attorney, he was informed that Ms. Cary was allegedly left alone in her home to manage on her own. This revelation comes as Russell states that it was a routine visit from a community nurse that uncovered her unhealthy living conditions.
And she contacted social services who placed Ms. Cary into the Rand Memorial Hospital and then called Ms. Knowles to go down, and Ms. Knowles went down there and then took her in as a resident.
The attorney furthering that Knowles approached him about assistance with a legal matter regarding transferring property rights, which he agreed to do so. The attorney believes that the elderly was competent and in her right frame of mind during this process. He explains that the document cited a mortgage facility and a conveyance in the name of Philip and Ingrid Cary as joint tenants.
I helped them and I sat down at length in the car with Ms. Cary and asking her, and knowing to them, are you sure? Is this what you want? And she told me, and knowing to, yes, this is what I want. In addition to that, she also told me that she would like to sign a power of attorney over to Ms. Knowles so that Mrs. Knowles can take care of her personal affairs. So I said, okay, I don't have no problem with that either.
Russell notes that while he has no knowledge on what Cary means by personal affairs, however, he expresses that Cary wanted the caretaker, Murphy Knowles, to continue paying her mortgage.
There's a mortgage here, and she said, yes, it does exist. Mrs. Knowles will take over the mortgage.
When asked about notifying the family regarding the legal decision, Russell stated that it wasn't necessary. He also mentioned that he has no regrets, insisting that he did nothing wrong.
In my heart, in my mind, and in my mind's eye, if I know it was wrong, I would not have done it.
When asked if it was possible for Cary to retract her decision, here's his response.
The documents on stamped or recorded, I guess she can destroy it. That would be it.
Cary remains at the assisted living facility, but her loved ones are now embroiled in a legal battle to revoke the power of attorney and reclaim her home for the family. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Well, stay with us. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Hurricane season is here, and the Lucaya Service Company Limited would like to remind you to stay safe and be prepared. In preparation for a storm, we encourage you to 1. Assess your property and all valuable items. 2. Seal your doors and windows and repair any loose siding. 3. Secure propane tanks and small yard items. 4. Check for loose fencing and posts to prevent missiles. 5. Trim trees in advance and regularly to protect your home. Post-hurricane tips. 1. Make note and take advantage of our bulk trash pickup schedule and times. This free one-time post-hurricane service is provided to all Lesco customers and subdivisions in Lucaya. 2. To ensure that your debris is picked up after a storm, please separate all bulk trash in 3 piles: vegetative debris, household appliances, and household furniture. 3. If utility lines are damaged or visible, please contact the appropriate authorities to ensure that lines are de-energized. A team member from the appropriate authority must verify and remove any terminated lines. For more information on bulk trash schedules and hurricane tips, please visit our website and Facebook page. Lucaya, your home, our service. Stay safe and be prepared.
The Grand Bahama Christian Council presents an island-wide crusade, Saturday, October 26th at 3 p.m. at Frank's Ice Cream Plaza. Prayer, testimonies, worship, fellowship, the word, and more.
Ladies, are you losing the battle of the bulge? You know, you feel sluggish, tired, and them pants just ain't fitting how they used to? Well, that could be a sign of poor gut health. You want to make sure you're drinking lots of water. Also, you want to make sure you're eating your fruits and vegetables. You're getting all your fiber in from those fruits and vegetables, leafy greens, high fiber fruits, all of those. And also, you take a high probiotic foods such as yogurt, sauerkraut, olives, and drinking your kombucha and apple cider vinegar can help keep your gut health in check. And if you need an extra boost, you can consider getting a cleanse. A good cleanse helps to get all that waste that's been backed up in there, get all that waste out, and to help reset your digestive system. Once you do that, you can look at taking a probiotic supplement. They have a high dose of probiotics, which help feed the good bacteria in your stomach and help your digestive health to stay in check. And if you need just a little bit more, you can take actual digestive enzymes. They are the enzymes that help break down the food you eat. You know, if you're someone who's lactose intolerant or gluten sensitive and some of these foods affect you, taking a little extra enzyme can help, you know, sort of curb that a bit. So you have less of that gas, less of that bloating, less of those negative side effects from eating those foods. You want to make sure your gut health is in check. Your gut is your second brain and affects how your whole body functions, everything from your mood, energy levels, and so on. So if you need any of these supplements, you can start by the Fitness Connection. Check us out.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is up next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, serious allegations involving a Grand Bahama care facility. Now the focus of a full-scale investigation that includes the police. Find out where things stand and why the incident has drawn the ire of many Grand Bahamians. Also, 2 families grief-stricken following a fatal industrial accident and a scrap metal owner's killing here in the capital. Tune in for the details from the tragic scenes. And the push to empower Bahamians to transition from dependency to self-sufficiency. A social services exec makes the case that while the government is there to support, they are not there to take over one's life. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. We begin our newscast with an update on a story our Northern service brought to you last evening. The story of Murphy Knowles, who overnight became a household name following claims of not only mistreatment, but the signing over of the assets of Ingrid Cary, a woman left in her care. Fighting back tears, the embattled caregiver vehemently denies the allegations as she shares her story with our Ramiko Knowles.
Murphy Knowles addressing concerns surrounding the Cary family and her living in their residence. In fact, she maintains that the home was given to her by Ingrid Cary as a blessing.
when people don't have nowhere to live and stuff like that. And she said, Miss Knowles, you're doing such a good work. And she said, I would like to bless you the home to continue the work. She didn't want to give it to her granddaughter because she knew her granddaughter was not able to take care of the home.
In response to claims of knowingly taking advantage of Ingrid Cary and having her sign over everything to her, Knowles strongly denies the accusations, asserting that she has never stolen anything from anyone under her care.
I have many people in my home. I never took even a candy from them. If I know they are not in their right mind, I wouldn't take anything.
Knowles further explains that she has been in the elderly care business for decades and is deeply shocked by these allegations.
A lot of them don't have no money. So for them to say what they say, but I take in and that's why I don't even want to get my nails done. I don't even want to go to get my hair done or nothing. I don't even want, I be so ashamed to sit in a restaurant and have a meal. Because they think that's the people money I eat it. You say there's no that's for you. I be sitting there looking over my shoulders.
Philipa Cary responding to questions about whether she believes her grandmother, Ingrid Cary, willingly gave away the family home. This was her response.
She may have mentioned the house. I wouldn't put it past her because she would give the shirt off her back. You know what I mean? And she would give you anything. She would give away our stove. My daddy used to tell us. My dad used to say, Ingrid, you would give away the bed that you're sleeping under. That's just her as a person. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like you should, knowing her age and her mental capacity, you shouldn't even take that serious.
Right.
If that was the case, I feel as if she should have gotten the keys, and when I come to her, she's like, oh, well, Philippa, this is the keys to your house. Your mommy talking about giving away. Talk to your mommy or do something.
Right. Now, Philipa Cary visited the home today. She was allowed to speak with her grandmother. However, she was not allowed to remove her from that facility as she no longer has the power of attorney over her mother. For the Bahamas Tonight, at the Northern Edition, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Back to you in studio.
Well, thanks, Ramiko. The incident, meantime, prompting the Ministries of Grand Bahama and Social Services, Information and Broadcasting to release a joint statement this afternoon expressing deep concern over the serious allegations involving that private care facility on Grand Bahama. The ministries making it clear that a comprehensive investigation has been launched into claims of egregious behavior and wrongdoing, adding that the case has also been referred to the police for further action. And while many are eager for a swift inquiry, the public's admonished to allow the investigative process to run its course so as all the facts are thoroughly examined. Well, back here in the capital, a freak accident, the focus of investigation after a man reportedly fell 2 stories from a construction site of Theodore Lane. The details return now to our Danielle Dean.
We're here on High Point Road where a man fell to his death this morning while working on this scaffold. In just 9 days, Jack Nell Joseph was expected to celebrate his 51st birthday. Instead, family members must now plan his funeral. Late this morning on High Point Road, just off John F. Kennedy Drive, a group of Joseph's relatives could be seen comforting each other following the shocking news of his tragic death.
Yeah, when I look at it, I see him on the ground, I say, oh shit, Jackie dead.
54-year-old foreman and mason Canel Luberis says he knew Jack Nell all his life, beginning in Ghana, Haiti, where the two grew up.
He's a very, very nice guy. He's a very nice guy.
What exactly happened? Luberis says he's wrestling guilt, having not been able to check on his friend post-fall. The matter is under active police investigations. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Meantime, just before noon in the area of Ramsey Street, Carmichael Road is where another tragedy unfolded. A man believed to be in his early 50s was gunned down while at his scrap metal business. Here's officer in charge of the Carmichael Road Police Station, Chief Superintendent Tess Newbold.
A male in a dark-colored vehicle approached him. Some shots were fired and that male fled in an unknown direction into that vehicle. Some time back, we did have another homicide in this immediate area. We are doing our checks to confirm if they are connected, but we do not have solid information at this time.
Now, the victim's former employer, Brett Stubbs Jr., identified the deceased as Lenroy Rowe. Well, while a court appearance is in the cards for that murder suspect, the same could be said for a 22-year-old corrections officer and a 19-year-old female. The two were arrested yesterday after they were found with suspected dangerous drugs at a home off Harold Road. Police disclosing that a search warrant was executed on the Theodora Lane house around 10:30 last night. At the time, they found suspected marijuana edibles and other drug paraphernalia. At last report, the estimated weight and street value of the drugs were unknown. Well, Bahamians have changed up their religious preference. Historically, the Bahamas had three primary denominations: Baptist, Anglican, and Roman Catholic. But according to the findings of the 2022 census, that shifted to Baptist, Anglican, and non-denominational.
The Baptist religion grew from 122,500 persons in 2010 to 135,874 persons in 2022. The Anglican religion experienced a slight decrease of 1% from 48,006 persons in 2010 to 47,454 persons in 2022. Although the number for the non-denominational religion dropped from 41,214 in 2010 to 35,296 in 2022, it is still ranked in the top three. The Roman Catholic denomination decreased from 42,287 persons in 2010 to 34,748 in 2022.
Well, hard truths from one social services executive. The department's assistant director for community support, Philipa Cary, contends that interpersonal relationship, love and support for each other is dreadfully lacking. And she's basing this on two big challenges in the Bahamas: the need for food and shelter that only exacerbated coming out of 2019's Hurricane Dorian after a number of storm-battered residents of Grand Bahama and Abaco relocated and eventually remained here in New Providence. The reality, though, is that the demand for housing led to skyrocketing rental prices.
We've seen in our department such a breakdown in the family structure.
Yeah.
That really is a vexing problem, and because persons, some of our clientele, some of them may not have ever experienced the family life. When I say the family life, like you said, mentioned earlier, being able to pool and share and live and exist and whatever. Some persons don't even know what that feels like. And so they feel alone in this world. So this is why sometimes they have to refer to us and come to us for help. Because they come to us, oh, I don't have nobody. And you ask them, where's your mother, where's your daddy, where's your... And they're like, but I don't have nobody. Nobody's here. You know, my mother's died and my whatever, and I'm by myself. And they literally are living basically on their own.
But while tough times don't discriminate, the assistant director says something interesting has happened since working with temporary shelters in recent years.
You're coming to me telling me that you do not have any monies to pay your rent and you're sleeping in your car. I can understand, okay, you purchased a car, things might have gotten tough, etc. But when you go and check the car is a self-drive car. So you're actually paying $300 a week for a car, but yet still you're coming to me and say, I cannot pay rent. The whole idea of us providing assessment and counseling is for us to help you to appreciate the fact that, okay, you might need a car, yes, but is it a car, is a rental car a necessity at this point when you're at a very low point in your life?
Now, similar needs in the family islands, but Ms. Kelly says this clientele seems a little more independent than who they cater to in New Providence. On a lighter note this evening, a groundbreaking initiative leads to the Prime Minister, the Honourable Philip Davis, meeting face-to-face with the head of the British monarchy, His Majesty King Charles III, at the National University of Samoa. The King's Commonwealth Fellowship Program, or KCFP, focuses on strengthening education, health and climate resilience across small island developing states. And of course, That's where we come in. By collaborating with universities and stakeholders, the program's expected to enhance local capacities, foster knowledge exchange, and build sustainable networks across the Commonwealth. The Prime Minister, who is in Samoa attending the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, said he's pleased to see His Majesty act on a shared vision, creating new avenues for youth empowerment and skill development to benefit nations like the Bahamas. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush. But when you're behind the wheel, remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
KFC is giving you more to love with our KFC Bucket Meals with large size. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers and reach. KFC knows value, and it's finger licking good.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
Hey, it's Spa Week. We got what you need. Sit back, relax, and come in for a treat. We just wanna make you smile. We will go the extra mile at Baja Retreat Spa.
Come visit us at Baja Retreat Spa on East Bay Street. Contact us at 323-6711 or visit us online at www.baharetreat.com.
$10 deal available only at Marco's Southwest, Prince Charles Village Road, and Robinson Road. Mine, let me see what this is about. I'll take 20 of those, please. Wait. You good? Yeah, bro. Marcos, get this new deal. Get yourself a large one-topping pizza for only $10. $10? Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, I need 30 of them $10 carry-out pizza deal, please.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
You're looking at a shot of the Oceanside Albany Resort in southwestern New Providence. Welcome back. More recovery items on the way to Matthewtown, Inagua in the wake of Hurricane Oscar. The storm made landfall on the island Sunday morning, landing those residents with a direct hit, leaving behind damage the Disaster Risk Management Authority deems Level 1. Here's State Minister responsible for disaster, the Honorable Leon Lundy.
Right now, we are very much in recovery mode. Our immediate focus is on ensuring the people have the resources they need to start rebuilding their lives. Relief supplies are already en route, and the RBDF's boat, Lawrence Major, is loaded and will be arriving with more aid in the coming days. We've also brought in some initial resources with us today to be distributed to those in need.
Proposed amendments, meantime, to the country's building code now in the hands of the Attorney General. So says Works Minister, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, who this week told reporters the final technical issues were resolved earlier this month. Now, according to the minister, what's proposed will focus on strengthening homes to withstand any storm.
The draft is expected by the end of December, with internal revenue and public stakeholder consultations scheduled for the first quarter of 2025. Full implementation, including legislative adjustments and institutional strengthening, is anticipated by the end of the third quarter 2025. Amendments to the Building Regulation Act third-party inspector. A proposed amendment will introduce independent inspectors, registered architects, and engineers to assist with inspections. This will allow for more flexibility in inspection times, including after hours and weekends, benefiting developers and ensuring that construction is done much quicker.
Minister Sweeting says there are special considerations to ensure homeowners can afford to build even as the cost of real estate soars.
The building code in regards to that would take into account what structures would look like. I spoke about this earlier, that I think it needs to be a compensation between the two to ensure that the homes are brought up to code, to ensure we have storms that they withstand the storms like Dorian, but also that we don't, the codes are not out of touch for persons who want to build homes where the homes are so costly that they can't afford the homes.
In other news, despite seeing record numbers of cruise visitor arrivals to our shores, and in fact leading to the region and Central America in earnings from the cruise industry, a new study by the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association shows that the country still ranks in the bottom 40% on most visitor metrics. Many visitors have complained about their uncomfortability with the downtown area, concerns about safety, and a lack of activities. The report finds that as many as 20% of these visitors never even disembark their vessels. Well, Tourism Minister, Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper was today asked about that report. While he hasn't read it fully, he acknowledges there's work to be done with giving visitors more choices for things to do.
I have always said consistently that one of the biggest complaints of our guests is not enough to do. So whilst we do our part, we're calling for entrepreneurs to participate in downtown Nassau, to get involved, to create more restaurants, more entertainment opportunities, more experiences, and more tours.
He again reiterated to potential entrepreneurs that they will have the government's full support in pursuing their endeavors.
We tell you that you have the full backing of the agencies of government, including the Tourism Development Corporation, the Small Business Development Center, and the BAIC.
The life of 90-year-old Dr. Carolyn Hanna, celebrated as one of love, service, and dedication to both her family and her country. The veteran educator, public administrator, and disability advocate and champion who died back on September 13th will be laid to rest during a state-recognized funeral tomorrow. She spent her life working to improve the lives of those with disability and fought tirelessly for their inclusion into the wider society. Today, family and friends paid their respects to Hanna as she lay in repose at the Bethel Brothers Mortuary ahead of tomorrow's funeral at 11 a.m. at Christ Church Cathedral, with burial to follow at Lakeview Memorial Gardens.
Incredibly intelligent, but her intelligence was equaled by her love for her family, as you see around us now, and her love of her country.
She fought for the inclusion of mental health and psychology, because she was told when she said she wanted to study that that's of no importance to the nation and that's of no importance to Ministry of Education, and they would not allow her to go.
Opposition leader Michael Pintard and Housing and Urban Renewal Minister, the Honorable Keith Bell, say Hanna's exemplary service has impacted scores of lives and contributed significantly to national development.
She is typical of the Bahamian who go unnoticed because they don't have the name, face recognition, but who make a far greater contribution in most instances than persons whose names we know, whose faces we readily recognize.
There's a very, very significant number of children with special needs, and anyone who concentrates on them has my great admiration.
Stay with us on The Beat. It's after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Allie and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass. reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
From paradise to paradise, Bahamas Air invites you to embark on a seamless island journey from the sun-kissed coast of Nassau, the Bahamas, to the rhythmic shores of Montego Bay, Jamaica. Soar high above a turquoise tapestry on the most trusted airline in the Caribbean. Our inaugural flight takes wing on November 17th, 2024. Don't delay. Book your idyllic escape today.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
A health practice that seems rather simple, yet not enough people seemingly do it. Well, there are a number of reasons persons might want to take this form of exercise more seriously. Danielle Dean visited a specialist who lets us know why.
Massage therapist Kenny St. Mark assures that stretching is a little more complex than many understand.
It's very common for everyone to be like, hey, I'm in pain, let me stretch. But the body's a little bit more nuanced than that. What are you stretching? Why are you stretching it? Muscular imbalances are a thing, and so when one muscle is tight, another is weak.
He added, when you stretch one tight muscle, you must stretch and strengthen the opposing one as well. St. Mark used the example of turtling. This happens when persons work on computers frequently and without realizing it, curve their backs.
For example, when you want to depress the shoulder, so in the therapeutic setting, I would stretch, depress the shoulder. Another way you can do it is arm behind the back, pull the head like so. This helps to lengthen these muscles here, but you still want to activate your traps, which helps you bring the shoulder down.
He cites tight hip flexors as one reason for the common issue of lower back pain, claiming this exercise helps with relief.
When you're home, dropping the leg off the bed and just allowing that leg to sort of fall, you're going to feel that stretch right here. Okay, the more you move to the edge of the bed, the more you increase that stretch.
With a reputation for improving posture, eliminating pain, and facilitating better circulation, stretching is proven to keep muscles strong and healthy and to improve mobility in joints. St. Mark recommends it be practiced as often as needed. With Health Matters for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, LaDonna and Desmond joins us live to give us a sneak peek of Access Now. Guys?
Well, Crystal, I don't know about you, but I'm having a good time with Desmond. This is night 2, and I'm excited to see what he's going to bring this evening. I'm having a great time, right,
I'm having a great time, and it's good to be in your company again. Great show. A full lineup tonight.
Yes, definitely so, Makushla. So we can't wait for that. I'm sure you can't wait for that either.
We all look forward to hearing and seeing both of you. Stay with us. The National Report continues after the break.
is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Legacy of Leadership. Join the International Third World Leadership Association for Legacy Weekend, November 8th to the 9th. November 8th, Legacy Leadership Lecture, honoring global leader. November 9th, Legacy Walk to Remember. Join us for the Legacy Reunion Concert.
Hey guys, it's Yolanda Adams. It's about to be a celebration, November 8th through the 10th at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center. I can't wait to see you. Come on.
Visit itwla.com for details. Don't miss Legacy Weekend.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
My JBI. I find your red kidney bean with coconut milk to be absolutely wonderful. The flavor within the coconut milk just make the rice stand out even more.
It's been 30 years, and for as long as I've known you, I've always enjoyed your products, especially your coconut water. It's the closest thing to getting it fresh out of the coconut itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this delicious coconut water. It's the best on the market.
JBI coconut water has always been my choice of coconut water because it's just the closest thing to the natural thing. They're always on stock, and I love it.
Try JBI. Happy anniversary, JBI.
Congratulations on your 30th year.
Happy anniversary, JBI.
Thank you, Bahamas. Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. Cause it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
World Food Day was recognized globally on October 16th by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations under the theme, The Right to Food for a Better Life and a Better Future. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Jomo Campbell recently paid a visit to Columbus Primary for World Food Day to speak to the youngsters about the importance of food and how it affects our lives, communities, and ultimately our planet.
Did you know that many people around the world do not have enough food to eat on a daily basis? And even some people right here in our own country. In fact, millions of people are hungry and don't have access to the healthy food they deserve. And this is where you and I can make a difference.
World Food Day was recognized globally on October 16th by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations under the theme, The Right to Food for a Better Life and Better Future. Minister Campbell tells the kids how they can play a part in achieving this goal.
Firstly, by being educated. This means that we should start by learning about the different types of food and where they come from. Secondly, support your local farmers. Encourage your parents to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables from the local farmers in your communities. Thirdly, let us try to waste less food.
The minister and other ministry officials also paid a visit to R.M. Bailey Senior High School, Anatole Rogers High School, and D.W. Davis Junior High School, where students received a first-hand account of what it's like to pursue a career in food production. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
It's a celebration. ZNS TV is celebrating its 47th anniversary. Learn about that and its history. Details straight ahead.
Plus, the second annual Centurion One Capital Bahamas Summit is taking place right here in the capital.
It's time to clean up Bamboo Town. Stay close for that.
And coming up in sports, the Caribbean Baseball Cup is in full swing.
Tonight, Access Now starts now.
Good evening, I'm Desmond Saunders.
And I'm LaDawn Davis. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Day 2 for me, LaDawn.
Yes, and I hope you are having so much fun. You look like you're having fun.
Yeah, having a whole lot of fun.
Yes, yes.
Yes, and I am, and it's in famous words of Marcellus Hall. Let's dive straight into the news. Well, it's a milestone moment for ZNS as the station celebrates 47 years of television broadcasting. Tonight, we take a look at the journey that made ZNS a household name with insights from 2 employees who were there from the very beginning. Our Diane Dossett tells us more.
The story of ZNS is deeply tied to the stories of those who have worked here since day one. Andrew Cumberbatch and Peter Campbell are 2 of ZNS's original cameramen. From operating heavy manual cameras to capturing pivotal moments in Bahamian history, they've seen it all. Campbell describes what it was like working on his first broadcast.
It was so excited because the Queen was going to be here and everyone was on their P's and Q's. I was on camera 3 in the studio and we were filming a production. It's academic, and the Queen came in and everyone was just in awe of her beauty and being that close to her, you know. So it was a real exciting experience.
Cumberbatch says in those early years, ZNS faced some technical challenges, but the team's passion and dedication pushed them through.
We were not familiar with some of the stuff we were learning, so it was a learning process for us all. So we had some, what are not problems today, but might have been perceived as problems back then. So, but other than that, everything was fine. It was fun. I was a 19-year-old boy doing a job I never thought I would actually get to do. So I have nothing but good memories.
Over the past 47 years, ZNS has undergone significant technological changes, but the heart of the station remains the same.
Oh, way back when, we had what would be considered the state-of-the-art. TK-76 was my camera that I used to use all the time. We also had the TK-45 and the 47 in the studio truck.
Their passion for storytelling and dedication remains as strong today as it was nearly 50 years ago. Both men have covered some of the most important events in Bahamian history, from elections to hurricanes, and they continue to love what they do.
Little did I know, when I came to ZNS, I was doing something that will control and forge the rest of my life.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorsett.
Industry leaders from across the North America converging in Nassau for the second annual Centurion One Capital Bahamas Summit. The event designed to bring together high-growth companies and global investors for 2 days of presentations. Executive Chairman of the Centurion One Capital, Kia Saunders, shared the goals of both investors and companies.
We want, obviously, a lot of the CEOs are here to meet investors. So they're here to meet institutional investors, high net worth individuals, corporate strategics, and investment advisors. So that's what they're really looking for, is to build out that network for themselves and for their companies. And same thing on the investor side. You know, they're here looking for public-private growth companies where they can invest in and succeed.
The focus of the summit was the growth of over $500 billion of investment capital and more than 50 small cap companies presenting their investment opportunities.
This summit is a great platform to showcase why the Bahamas continues to attract high net worth individuals and investors from around the world. With record-breaking tourism numbers and large-scale infrastructure projects underway, the Bahamas is polished and poised for long-term growth and success.
The cleanup of neighborhoods, including the removal of derelict vehicles, continued in southern New Providence today. Cleanup crews are in Bamboo Town removing abandoned vehicles. Member of Parliament Patricia DeVoe welcomes the attention focused on beautifying her constituency.
We are here in Gamble Heights, and in Gamble Heights alone, this is going to cost the government some money because we have at least 100 vehicles down in here that needs to be removed. So I'm asking members of Bambootown, please, let's stop the dumping, because this is a burden on the government. It's a burden on the government because now we have to pay to have these vehicles removed.
Minister of State in the Ministry of Environment, Zane Lightbourne, drew attention to the work regarding the removal of abandoned vehicles and who is authorized to remove them.
Some of this is wiped off. The sticker says notice. That's 7 days. After 7 days, they can take it now. We only have a few certified drivers in the area and who are certified to move vehicles. And we're going to make a bigger statement about it because we know some persons have been threatening these record drivers and these persons who are moving vehicles. They are authorized by the government of the Bahamas and backed by the Royal Bahamas Police Force under the law.
Well, still to come, Kia Saunders has some big news to share with us. She's up on the next side of the break. Stay close.
Education Minister Hanna Martin and education officials recently visited the R.N. Gomez Comprehensive School in Great Harbor Key, Berry Islands.
All we is one family, all we is one. All we is one family, all we is one. You're my sister, you're my sister, all we is one.
Minister Hanna Martin underscored the importance of interacting with faculty and students within schools throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
This is part of our overall effort to reach every school in the nation throughout the archipelago. And this is a reminder as we move through that our country has resources and our human resource all over the nation, and that they each bring their own individual promise and hope. And so we are happy to be here today to encourage these young people and to interact with them and meet with them and get a keener understanding of the current dynamics of what's happening in our public school sector.
Minister Hanna Martin also caught a science lesson.
People remember when the crawfish season is, when we stop, the fishermen will stop looking for the lobsters or the crawfish. You're warming up now, so we get lobsters, crawfish, crustaceans. And we know they have a season. Yes. People go and they fish, they go and make a living out of it. Yes. They sell it and people eat it, and then the season closes.
The school will celebrate its 100th anniversary next year. Students say they appreciate the education that they receive at the historic school.
I'm doing pretty well with my studies. I would say it is a bit challenging despite some of the setbacks that I face day to day in the school. But I would say the learning process has been a rough journey, but it's coming along well. So I would like to study to be an OBGYN and later on in the future become a religious teacher.
Jonalee McIntosh for Ed Talk.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
Shot of our Go Slow Bend there, thanks to our drone pilot, Neville Smith. Good job. Let's go down to Inagua.
Family Island News is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
Inagua-based Defense Force Marines taking the lead in the post-Hurricane Oscar recovery effort. Marines restored the roof of the local government clinic roof in Matthewtown. Prior to the hurricane, the clinic's roof had already suffered compromise, but the recent storm exacerbated this situation, resulting in significant flooding within the facility. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force team worked diligently to install the new tarp despite the steep incline of the roof and challenging weather conditions. While the installation of the tarp provides temporary relief, Defense Force officials contend the roof requires even further attention to ensure long-term sustainability.
Thanks a lot, Desmond. Well, singer and songwriter Kia Saunders joins us live in studio to tell us a little bit more about your new hit. Kia, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So, Kia, let's get right to it. So tell us a little bit about your new song.
So it came out today. It's called Fooled. It's kind of like a electro R&B poppy vibe. I'm really proud of it. Been working on it for a long time. Worked on it with local Bahamian producer Nate the Great and a bunch of other people. So yeah, just really excited that it's out.
Where did the inspiration, or what actually inspired you to pen and to put this song together?
So the inspiration came from, you know, when you see somebody's true colors and it turns out that they're not actually as good as they say they are, as they, want you to think. This whole song is like my raw reaction to finding that out about somebody. And yeah, I just felt betrayed, I felt fooled, and I wrote it down and I sang about it, and yeah.
And you enjoy writing?
I do. I love songwriting. Probably my favorite part of the process.
Why did you, choose a career in the music industry? What sparked your interest?
I've been interested in music for like my whole life. I used to do covers on YouTube, perform in talent shows, and I actually used to release music as well, but I took a break, so now I'm back with even more music. I just love it. I love singing. I've developed a love for songwriting and producing, and I think that there's a lot that I can share, and I want other people to hear.
And you have a nice hip-hop vibe going on.
Thank you.
So tell me about your biggest inspiration. Who inspires you?
I really like Sade, which is, her songs aren't necessarily similar to what I put out, but I do like her. I love Kaytranada, Charlie XCX, Victoria Monet, lots of people in like the R&B pop space.
So where can, persons who are interested in getting a copy of your song or your hit song? I'm going to say your hit song.
It's a hit, yes.
Yeah, so tell us where can they get it?
So on any streaming platform, Spotify, Apple Music, just type in KTYA, Fooled. You'll find me, or you can go to one of my social media pages, KTYA Music, and all of the links will be there.
And you're 27 years old. What do you want to say to young persons coming up who want to pursue a career in music?
Keep trying. Even though it feels like you're going nowhere, you are. Every single thing that you do is going to contribute to the future of your career.
All right, Kia Saunders, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. All the best to you and your music career.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Sports is up next.
Coming up in sports, the Bahamian flag was shining in Brooklyn, New York, as the Liberty and John Carl Jones celebrated their WNBA championship.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Hey, are you looking to save for a big purchase or occasion? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Bond, the Bahamas Government Savings Bond, and I am guaranteed to earn interest on your money with terms ranging from 1 to 6 years. Government savings bonds are safe, and for as little as $100, you can start to save for your future. My name is Bond, the Bahamas Government Savings Bond, and I'm available to any Bahamian, guaranteed. Go to the Central Bank website and search savings bonds for more details.
The most important thing in life is family, and whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, present the best of the best. Raking Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Sean, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack location. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Sky Pods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Raking Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need. A great value with a variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products. Saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
The ZNS Total Sports Report is brought to you by the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup. 6 days of high-level competition, October 23rd to 28th.
Good evening and welcome to sports. We're off to a swinging start in the Caribbean Baseball Cup. Let's go now and check in with the big guy, Marcellus Hall.
Team Bahamas looking to get their tournament off to a good start as the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup got rolling at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond. The Bahamas facing off against U.S. Virgin Islands in their opening matchup, and they would get a masterful pitching performance from Deshaun Forbes, who would give up just one run on the evening. Bahamas on their way to a 3-1 victory, 1-0 so far in tournament play. Of course, afterwards, it was Deshaun talking about being able to withstand a rocky inning in the third and just keeping his composure, the team getting what they needed, which was a win.
I just came in with the mindset to throw strikes and not get in my head and stay calm. At the beginning of the inning, when I walked the guy, I got a little bit in my head, but after that, I was like, I need to throw a strike. I need to get a fastball in there. And after that, after I got my first fastball in there, it's work after that.
Assistant coach Ken Adley agreeing that Deshaun's performance was critical, especially as they now get set to keep that bullpen intact going up against St. Martin tonight as the tournament continues.
Very good pitching job. As a matter of fact, he was getting better and better as the game was going on. So kudos to him.
Now, as you mentioned, the Bahamas is back in action this evening with their second game of the tournament, facing off against St. Martin. That game comes your way tonight at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond, at the end of which the Bahamas hoping to be 2-0 at this Caribbean Cup tournament. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Marcellus Hall.
What a scene in New York earlier today. John Carl Jones all draped in a Bahamian flag as the New York Liberty celebrated their first ever WNBA championships with a ticker-tape parade throughout the streets of Brooklyn. And guess what? The party does not stop here. Get ready, 242.
I don't want to overstep my boundaries, but what are the chances we can get a parade part 2 in the Bahamas?
Hey, oh, it's happening. It's happening. Y'all come down to the Bahamas. We about to get lit all over again.
Everyone's invited?
Everybody.
We going to the Bahamas, y'all.
Well, you know, we are looking forward to that big celebration with the New York Liberty. That's going to do it for sports. We'll have much more coming up at 11.
The ZNS Total Sports Report has been brought to you by the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup. Get your tickets now, online or at the Andre Rogers Stadium.
Hardware is the helpful place. Everything you need under one roof, from electrical, paint, plumbing, outdoor, barbecue, automotive, lawn and garden, pet supply, houseware, and seasons. Hurricane season is now here, so for all your hurricane needs, we have a 25% off bargain zone.
Hey, thanks. I would have given more stuff, but I didn't bring my money. I thought this was a club, and I thought everything was free. Finally know what it is now. Ace.
We're located on St. Albans Drive, West Bay Street, open Monday to Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed for lunch 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk a catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
The Whopper with cheese never tasted so good. 100% flame grilled beef, now juicier. With fresh ingredients as usual. And even fluffier buns. The Whopper with cheese. Bigger, better, tastier. Get a regular combo for only $9. Only at Burger King Nassau.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Even the goblins and ghosts know who saves you the most. It's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Distinction Evaporated Milk, 14-ounce, $1.19. Ginger Evans Flour, 5 pounds, $3.69. Iceberg Lettuce, $1.99 each. Boneless chuck roast or steak, $8.99 per pound. Crystal Falls Spring Water, 24-pack, 16.9 ounces, $7.99. Wrap up October with the scary good prices at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and our radar depicting dry conditions across the 700 islands, but we continue to keep our eyes on the tropics as we're not out of the woods as yet. We anticipate some development could take place in the Western Caribbean Sea by the end of the month or early next month, and that could impact our weather, so we'll keep you posted on this situation. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. For the Northwest and Bahamas, for all areas, I should say, tonight, northeast to east winds, they're going to be around 10 to 15 knots. Wave height is not too bad. 2 to 4 feet. Your low tide takes place at 9:10 tonight. And then tomorrow, which is Friday through Saturday, in the Northwest and Central Islands, we will have an easterly flow. The winds will be increasing 12 to 18 knots. Wave height is building 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. So we'll start to post caution flags beginning tomorrow. Low tide tomorrow, 9:12 in the morning, with a high tide at 3:34 in the afternoon. Now for the southeast Bahamas, Friday through Saturday, easterly winds as well, stronger still, 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean, with caution flags in place for the southeast Bahamas. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I am dancing with an angel, with an angel, an angel, an angel. I am dancing, Lord, an angel, with an angel, an angel, an angel. There's another boca, any other boca. Oh, what a girl in my arms. Just another boca, any other boca, but oh, what a girl.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Desmond and Ladon.
Thanks, Basil. Some showers today, but some clouds and sunshine for the rest of the week.
Sounds like a pretty good mix there, Jasmine. But let's check in with Matea Cunningham and let's talk socials.
Social media lights, what's up? We're at the 66 Steps, and this is Let's Talk Socials, where we dive into what's trending on the web. Today, we're talking about a major controversy that's stirring up social media in Freeport. Allegedly, the owner and caretaker of an elderly home claims that one of the residents willingly signed over her house and power of attorney. But things took a twist when the granddaughter of the elderly woman spoke out, saying she was never contacted about the situation. She also revealed that her grandmother, who she lovingly calls her mother, has been showing signs of dementia, leaving her confused as to how these legal documents were signed. Now, imagine being in this granddaughter's shoes, working away on another island only to return and find that your grandmother's caretaker has moved into your family home while your grandmother remains in the elderly home. Social media detectives did not take long to find the caretaker, known as Murphy, and her social media profile has been flooded with tags and comments from outraged users. In fact, the situation escalated when people showed up at the grandmother's house, where Murphy is currently living, to express their opinions. What do you think? Is this legal? Is this morally right? I'm Matea, and this has been Let's Talk Socials.
That's about it for us for tonight.
We're all out of time. See you right back here tomorrow at 7:30 for more Access Now.
Stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Where's my mommy? Oh, your mommy is at the home. I said, my mommy is at the home. How you get here? She's like, oh, well, I don't have any answers to give you because whatever we're doing is what your mommy requested. I said, how could she request me of this if you're living in our house and she's living inside of the home?
She took her home and she moved in the home. And she lived, Miss Ingrid, by her home.
On many occasions, we had to ask people to do the right thing.
Yes.
On this occasion, we chose to do the right thing.
To know that you put someone, your loved one, in the care of somebody else and come to check on them and find out that everything was just a change, it's mind-boggling.
Join us tonight at 8 p.m. here on The Rundown on the ZNS Network.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Dr. Gale, and I'm inviting you to be a part of a journey where we open the Word of God to receive strength, to receive empowerment from the Scriptures as they have been written. Get your Bibles, get your cup of coffee or your tea, because this journey is gonna be great. This is your day of victory.
At Harold Bond, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. We are coming to you tonight from Grand Bahama. And as a journalist, we always go where the story is. And the story has brought us to this northern city. It debuted last night on the Northern Edition, a story by Romiko Knowles, who spoke about a woman, a young mother, who had placed her mother into care. Care here, hospice care, home away from home was the name of the home. She left her mother there in search for work in another island. However, when she returned, only to find out that her family home was no longer her family's home, and the alleged caretaker was now the power of attorney for this woman. It's a story that shocked the nation. Many people, after seeing it last night, took to social media to express their concern, some expressing their disgust, and most calling for action to take place. Hours later, it began here on Grand Bahama. When we arrived, a protest in motion outside of Home Away from Home in central Grand Bahama. Scores of Grand Bahamians from all walks of life, the religious community, religious leaders, civic community leaders, and ordinary residents coming together from various sides, all to show solidarity regarding this story. And of course, for hours, they protested in the sun. Tonight on The Rundown, we bring all sides together. We bring the young lady who came in from Chubby Key in the flash of a moment by a heroic effort of citizens to get her flown into Grand Bahama. She tells a story to us. We also talk to community leaders as to why they're so passionate about this story. And then we talk to the woman herself, Murphy Knowles, the caretaker, as to what transpired and why she did what she said she did. All sides come together here on The Rundown. At the end of the day, you, the viewer, will make your final decision and analysis based on what they say. It all begins right after the break. You're watching The Rundown.
That's the bear of the Bahamas. I like to go down. Oh yeah.
Welcome back. It's a story you hear only on ZNS. A Bahamian woman loses her home and all rights to her mother after placing her in an elderly care facility, or grandmother for that fact. In this investigative report, which started what has now gone viral, Philipa Knowles tells us that the 30-year-old mother is sharing her story in hopes of receiving justice.
30-year-old Philipa Cary grew up with her grandparents in Bahamas. Sadly, on her birthday last year, October 30th, her grandfather passed away, leaving her solely responsible for caring for her grandmother, Ingrid Cary, who she refers to as her mother. Recently, Philipa received a job offer off-island and hired caretakers to look after her mother, whom she says is showing signs of dementia.
From I was a little girl, I know her not to be 100%. I mean, she's a sweet person and everything, but she's not 100% there.
After accepting the job offer off-island, she hired caretakers to look after her mother. Only she says they quit after a few days, citing the difficulty of managing her mother's challenging care needs.
They'd come for a day or two and we'd never hear back from them again. So when I got a job offer, I said, okay, well, me, the best way is to put you in home for a little bit. Let me go work, make money. And when you're in the home, you'll have that care that you need.
In December of 2023, Philipa made the difficult decision to place her mother at the Home Away from Home elderly care facility owned by Murphy Knowles. Unfortunately, that choice took a turn for the worse. A few months later, when Philipa returned home for a visit, she was shocked to find out that she no longer had a home. Murphy Knowles, the owner of the care facility, had moved into her house.
I said, where's my mommy? Oh, your mommy inside the home. I said, my mommy inside the home. How you get here? She's like, oh, well, I don't have any answers to give you because whatever we're doing is what your mommy requested. I said, how could she request any of this if you're living in our house and she's living inside of the home? It doesn't make sense to me. So she didn't want to give me any more answers further. So she closed the door. So I went to the police station myself.
Philipa was escorted back to her home by police, only to discover that her mother had signed the house over to Murphy Knowles.
She signed over her NIB pension, the full amount. She signed over the survivor's death benefit for my father. And then she also gave them power of attorney over her. I have to rent an Airbnb or stay by friends or stay in a hotel just so I can be home. And it's not fair to me because that's the only place I lived my whole life. And a stranger came in and just took everything away.
The situation escalates even further. One night, Philipa says she received a distressing call from her mother, prompting her to rush to the elderly care facility with emergency medical technicians. However, when they arrived, no answers were given as the owner of the home had legal rights over her mother.
The only thing the EMT told me, she was like, go get yourself a lawyer. She said, because in your mom's mental state that she is, it isn't right that somebody could give themselves power of attorney over and you know nothing about it.
Philipa has since hired an attorney, and now all she wants is justice. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Philipa Knowles.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Rumiko. Well, I can tell you, if you've seen what's been playing out on social media all day, the live feeds from in front of the home that cares for the elderly and the outrage that Grand Bahamians displayed today as a result of what transpired and when they heard that story last night. And we witnessed right there on the scene an effort to get Philipa here because Philipa was on Chub Key where she works. And in a matter of minutes, they had a pilot who would fly to Chub Key, collect Philipa, and now she's here in our studio tonight. Philipa Cary, welcome to The Rundown. It's great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
We heard the story. We all know the story. We heard your cry and your plea. Where I want to start is actually in the context of describing your relationship with who you call mom, but really is your grandmother. What is your relationship like with her?
My relationship with her is any typical mother-daughter. We would have our, our head butts because she has a strong personality and, dealing with her illness. And then I have a strong personality myself. So we'd bump heads from time to time, but the love has always been there. From I was a little girl, she grew me up. She took me from my mother and my father. Of course, as grandparents do, that's nothing new. And they both took me and they have me as their daughter. So even though I may be their granddaughter by birth, by law, I'm legally their daughter. They adopted me. So that's why, although I call them mommy and daddy, that's what they are.
So you provided care for them in the home?
For both of them, yes.
For both of them. Your grandfather, your father passed.
Yes.
And then it was just you and your mother left. What happened why you had to put her in a home? Or was it you who placed her in the home?
It was my idea because I'll be honest with you. When my daddy passed, he left a large bill with GB Power.
Sorry.
Like $9 grand. And we didn't know about it. So GB Power, in return, cut off our power. Now, the money I was able to get to bury him, it was either I pay Philipa Power or I bury my dad. What was I supposed to do? So I did what anybody would do. I buried my father. With all the resources we had, I buried my daddy. And I got a job off of island. I said, okay, well, there's an opportunity where I could just catch myself. I lose my daddy recently. I lose him on my birthday. To know, everybody could tell you, me and my daddy was extremely close. That was the love of my life. So when I lost him, I said, okay, well, I get a job off the island. I could catch myself. I could make sure my mommy somewhere safe, where she have the care that she needs. And I could make the money to come back home and take care of her until we could be a family again. So it was a decision that I made because I had no other choice. Me as a young woman, I mean, I shouldn't be knocking about, but I have the ability to move around. I could sleep by friends. I could go here. My mommy in a wheelchair, she doesn't have that. She doesn't have the opportunity. So before I left, I spoke with family members and friends of hers. I said, okay, well, I think the best bet right now is to let her go in a home where she could be somewhere stable, where somebody's going to take care of her round the clock like she needs. That's how my mommy gets out of the home. My mommy is in a wheelchair. She cannot be inside our house with no power. It's unethical. That's not right. So they cut the power off, and the day I moved off island, my aunt and my uncle took her to home away from home, and they signed in, and that's where she's been since then.
When you came back, and have you been checking on her since she's been at the home?
I have been checking on her as best as I can. If I can't make my way there, because of course everybody knows traveling is costly. I have to take 2 flights to come here. And once I come, I have to catch, whether it be a Airbnb, a hotel, all of that is money that I'm working. I can't come as often as I like, but in the event that I cannot make it, I would reach out to my friends with, hey, when you get a moment, take mommy some food. She like pollo, take mommy some pollo. Call, check on her. If you ride past the home, stop and see her. Just let her know that even though I'm not here, I still have persons who could reach out to her for me. And even every time I reach in Freeport, I even go in my uniform sometimes, and I go sit there and talk to her, and I go and heal her. Every time I come home, my mommy is not my first stop. Of course, my kids. And after I see my kids, I go and see her, I go and see my mommy before I go and get my kids.
Were you satisfied with the level of care she was receiving at the home?
I'd started off, when she first initially came inside of the home, she enjoyed it. Because I guess around that time was Christmas time, so people coming and checking, and they having church service and stuff like that. She liked that. She liked the company. But over time, I would get these calls where she's unhappy or she's being mistreated, and it gives me something to think about because I'm so far and I'm getting these calls and there's nothing I can do. And
I could call as much person as I want and check on her. And when you go to talk to her, she's not even comfortable speaking you in the home. Like, she would try to tell you, well, come take me out of here, or let me talk to you outside, because she's never alone. They watch her like a hawk in there. She can't express or say things that she wants to because they are constantly looking at her. And even when you call on the phone, you have them in the background talking to her. I get calls them and me screaming on the phone. I have voice notes of her. Like, she's been trying to come out of there for so long, and it's bothering me because as much as I want to help, I couldn't help for so long because the home where we live all our life was taken away. If I go and help or I move her, where are we gonna go? So for her best care and best interest, I kept her there because that's stability. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have anywhere to carry her. So if I was to take out the home or sign her out, where are we all gonna go?
You expressed concern that the caretaker was now living in your family home.
Yes.
And to find out that it was signed off.
Yes.
That frustrated you. Why?
It frustrated me because this is somewhere I've lived my whole life. You know what I mean? I was working to save the money to cut our power back on, to have everybody back home, have my mommy back home, have my kids back home, everybody under one roof. And to come home and meet, everything changed. Like, if I feel like I was in a dream, because there's no way I was just home about 3 weeks prior to, and everything was the same. And now I come on a random visit and I pop up and I meet everything changed. Like, what happened? This is a house I lived in my whole life. This is the only thing my daddy left. And to see somebody else living inside the home while me and my kids have nowhere to go, it was mind-blowing.
It's alleged that she would have been gifted the home from your mother. Is that not acceptable to you?
It's not that. Even if it was the case, because I wasn't there, I can't say, like you say, it's been alleged. If that was the case, somebody could have reached out to me. I've met Murphy, and the persons in the home, I've met them on multiple occasions. I've given Murphy my contact a few times. If this was a gift or anything that you felt was good, you could have reached out to me or anybody on our behalf and say, hi, well, your mommy is having these plans. How do you feel about it? You know what I mean? It was never once brought to me that this house was gifted or it was an idea, anything. So when I reach home, everything just keep popping up. I'm in shock because I knew nothing of it.
Were you aware that the national insurance checks were being taken to obviously take care of her and provide whatever assistance needs to be provided?
Somebody had called me and said that they saw my mom around NIB, and in reference to her signing over her pension and also my daddy's survivor's benefit. And it raised some red flags because why would you do that? So I'm in Chub Key, so there's not much I can do. I can only make a few calls around. I tried to reach my mommy. I tried to reach my aunt and uncle. I say, well, did y'all know that mommy signed over all this money to the woman? Like, can somebody get some answers for me? And just everybody was in shock because why would you do this? And at the same time, she claims she went about this the right way. On my end, I have my mom calling me and telling me she has no money. So I say, Mommy, what happened to your pension? I don't have no pension. My people from credit union calling me, telling me I don't have no money in the bank. Where's my pension? So where was the break? If you took her to sign these documents, or did you even tell her what you were doing? Or is she not in the medical capacity to even remember what you did to her?
Why do you suspect that she has dementia?
Mommy she's a ball of fire. But I put it in a nice way. To know her, she's a very sweet person. I mean, my mommy would give you her last. A stranger. If she said you walk, if she's driving on the side of the road and you need a ride, she will stop and give you a ride. But at that same time, she has like these mental breaks, like where she would just start screaming and carrying on. She'd curse you out. She'd tell you some things. She would tell you some things. And you just have to remember and be patient with her. And then she would be here with me. Like you and I could be talking. She'd be here for 2 seconds. She clicked back out and she gone back in 1970s, 1980s. Like, it isn't lining up. And if you talk to her, like her speech is all over the place. All over the place. So I know something is not entirely right.
But there's never been a formal diagnosis.
Right. Now I know over the years, she's been treated for like anxiety, depression, things like that, where she's been seeing a licensed psychologist, but to say, oh, she have dementia, Alzheimer's, not as yet.
Right. Do you believe she's been taken advantage of?
I do.
What do you want to see happen, and what steps are you taking in that regard?
Well, I'll answer the steps. The steps I've been taking in the situation, I have got myself a lawyer. I was advised by many persons to do so, so I've got myself a lawyer, that's one. And number two, I've made a report with financial crimes at the police station. So those two are the steps I took in order to get all of the situations sorted out. I do believe she has been taken advantage of, because to know my mom used to know she's a nice person. But you shouldn't take advantage of her niceness. If you were so sincere, you had a best interest at heart, whenever I went to see her, or anybody, you could have said, hi, Philipa, let me speak with you. Your mommy is making some claims there. She wants to give me all home, but I don't know how to feel about that. How do you feel about it? Because I am her next of kin. After me, that's it. I'm all she has. I'm all the two of them have. So if it was so sincere, why nobody reach out to anybody at no point in time and say, well, hey, Miss Cary want to be given this house. How do you feel about it all? What you want to do? Why is everything being done in such a rush? Why everything is being done in secret?
She has given power of attorney to Murphy.
Yes.
Do you have a problem with that since you're the next of kin?
I do. I do. With power of attorney, I have literally no say over her. So, like, if I wanted to move her from a home, I don't even have the chance to do that. Right. You know, it ties my hand to an extent where I do not like, because that's my mommy. I won't sit there and tell you we have the best relationship like every mother and daughter does, but I would never want to put her in a place where she's being harmed or mistreated, because I love her. I love her dearly. You know what I mean? So just the fact that people taking advantage of her, knowing that she has, even if it's not me, she has grandchildren out here. I have 5 kids. I'm a mother. And you're taking everything away from not only me, from them. So you're putting me in a space where I can't even have my children with me, because I have to leave them with their fathers to take care of them, because I no longer have that stability or roof to have everybody together again. And that's disheartening. And you're not thinking about me. You're not thinking about the kids. You're not thinking about anybody other than your family to benefit us, you living inside our house. And I don't feel like that's right. I don't feel like any human with a heart or compassion or decency should even be okay with that, knowing this woman have a family out here and she have grandchildren, and this is what you're doing.
Claims that you don't have a good relationship with your mother and she didn't want you to have responsibility for her. What do you say to those claims?
I could say to those claims, like I've said, we do not have the best relationship all the time, but the love is there, and love trumps everything. Everything. So you could say what you want to say, but if that woman did not love me, she would not have taken care of me from I was 6 weeks old, and changed my last name, legally adopted me, and even loved my children. You could ask anybody on the streets how my parents/grandparents feel about me and those children. And the things that's happening there, they would never want to happen. I think maybe my mommy might have been upset that she was inside of the home and I probably wasn't coming in as often as she would like, and I can understand that. Yeah. And who knows, maybe persons went ahead like, oh, Philipa, leave you in here, but at the end of the day, I know what my goal was, and that was to have us back together again. That's why I took the job off island, because I've tried to find jobs in Freeport that, you know, that made sense for me to stick around, but I wasn't able to find anything. So my last resort was to find something off island, still in mind, to take care of everybody around me.
So you believe she probably may have said, I want you to have my power of attorney. I want you to have the house, because that's the kind of person she is. You believe she may have said that to you?
I don't believe she would have said the power of attorney thing. She may have mentioned the house. I wouldn't put it past her, because she would give the shirt off her back. You know what I mean? And she would give you anything. She would give away our stove. My daddy used to tell us. My dad used to say, Ingrid, you would give away the bed that sleeping under. That's just her as a person. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like you should, knowing her age and her mental capacity, you shouldn't even take that serious. Right. If that was the case, I feel as if she should have gotten the keys, and when I come to her, she's like, oh, well, hey, Philipa, this the keys to your house. Your mommy talking about giving away. Talk to your mommy or do something.
Right, right.
But it was no type of intervention or any type of reaching out for communication to say, well, hey, this is what's happening. Everybody just did it behind my back while I just, like, what's happening? Right. I could be walking in the food store, and I kid you not, I walked in the food store in person, I come up to me, oh, Philipa, we're so sorry. I say, sorry for what? Oh, that's so sad what that person do to your house, that woman take your house. It's all over the place. It is all over the place. And me being off island, and every time I come home, it's a new story I hear.
We got a few seconds to go to a break. You would have obviously seen the outpouring of support from the Grammy community here today. How does that make you feel?
I am in awe. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know when I put this story out there, it was gonna ruffle a few feathers, but the support that I'm getting and still getting, it's overwhelming. I was in tears all day because I can't believe that persons care that much about me. They care that much about her. They care that much to make a change, to want to fight. And persons who believe me that I do love my mommy. But we just got put into hard times just like everybody does. We just run up on hard times and my hands were tied and I did what I thought was best for her. So I'm in awe and I'm so thankful to everybody. I can't even call them one names, but I'm in awe. I'm flabbergasted.
Well, thank you for talking with us, and we definitely will follow and hope for the best in this situation. Thank you for coming and sharing with us. All right, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk to community activists, community leaders who are all sharing their take on this story. And then, a little later, we talk to Murphy and hear her side of the story. You're watching The Rundown. We're back after this. Stay close.
JBI. I love JBI coconut water. It is very refreshing.
I am a lover of JBI. I always use the sweet corn and also the corned beef, the rice, the peas, and the condensed milk. They're my favorite.
I like JBI because all of their products taste really good.
I love JBI because their corn tastes really good.
But these are good quality products, and I enjoy all of the JBI products.
Try JBI.
Happy 30th anniversary, JBI.
Happy anniversary, JBI.
All right, congratulations to the JBI 30th anniversary on the good services and the good prices on the products.
Thank you, Bahamas.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Welcome back to The Rundown. We are in Grand Bahama tonight, of course, following this breaking story that has gripped the nation and has gone viral everywhere. And to all of you who are watching on social media, thank you for joining us. Those of you who are in the Lion's Den, of course, we've seen your comments and hearing you talk about this story, especially those of you on YouTube. Well, when the story broke, it literally created outrage in the community. And the community of Grand Bahama quickly mobilized and came together. And that's why you saw the protest early this morning that we've been talking about all day in front of the home where they cared for the elderly. People were outraged. And the person who really was responsible for organizing and galvanizing people to come out and speak up is, of course, Wendy Fox. You can see their video of how persons responded out there, and they were chanting that she has to go. Merv got to go, come out of the house. They were chanting, and the crowds grew as the morning progressed. The crowds got larger. People from the community came out, the business community, civic leaders came out, religious leaders came out, all expressing and showing solidarity and support for what's happening. And you see us there talking to Ramiko, who would have broke this story on the live feed and getting a reaction from him. But I'll tell you, Wendy Fox was the person who really galvanized the support and got T-shirts and hats done and was out there. And Wendy's joining me live here in The Rundown tonight. Wendy, thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
It's been a long day.
Very long day. 7:30 this morning.
Wow. This was passionate to you. We see by the T-shirts, we see by the fact that you were out there and then you came here outside of ZNS to await the arrival of Philipa, who you got flown here by just a phone call, calling people and saying on the live feed, we need to get Philipa from Chub Key here. And sure enough, in a matter of minutes, you had a pilot who went and pick her up and brought her here. Why did this story hit you so much?
Well, I'm just a people's person, you know? And I just have a passion. I feel people pain. When I watched ZNS live last night, I didn't know Philipa from a can of paint. I didn't know the story, didn't know nothing. But I said I wasn't going to sleep with this. I had one agenda, was to get everybody on one accord for First Light. That's what we call it, first light. And the mission was accomplished. It had to be in God. Had to be in God.
What about this story upsets you so much?
Plenty part. This whole story upset me. But what hurts the most is blood, sweat, and tears. People work hard for their stuff. Hard. For someone to come and take stuff from you. You understand? Knowing that I'm not in the right mind to even do or give no permission or sign nothing, it's heartening. It's a white-collar crime. It's a white-collar crime.
What do you want to see done?
I want justice to be done. Justice for Miss Ingrid. Miss Knowles has done this to plenty of people over the years. This is not the first incident that happened in Freeport. She's been doing it for years.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. This one just came to the front hand, like we just hearing about this one. But allegedly, this been happening for years. And today is the day when it stops.
She obviously believes that this was a part of her job and taking care, and this was a gift that was given to her. But that's not settling well with you.
It's not sitting well with me. Not at all. This is not a part of her job. She went beyond her job. She came from helping people or being passionate about people to being a thief that she is, allegedly. She take the deceased pension, survivor's benefit. She took the pension for Miss Ingrid. She went illegally, it is alleged, that she signed over Miss Ingrid's house in her name. What she could not have done if it's under mortgage. That's something we learned. Then on top of that, everybody in her house, she has insurance out for them. It's called burial insurance, where she put everybody who was staying with her under insurance, a separate insurance. She wasn't finished. She then wanted Miss Ingrid insurance as well. She took it. That's illegal. That needs to be investigated. It's wrong. I didn't sleep last night. I made one post, go on in my group chats, because I had many. I sent a voice note. I said, everybody be by home, away from home, Carver Beach for 9 o'clock. And God moved from there. He was there.
Is this going to go away just like that for the people who are protesting?
Never. Never. Every day, we're going to be in front of home, away from home. She has 3 locations. We'll be in front of each one of them locations every day. We'll be in Bahamas, where the house which she allegedly stole. We'll be to these business places, national insurance. We're calling out national insurance. We're calling out the lawyer is alleged. Mr. Kevin Russell, we're calling you out. It's alleged that you're behind Miss Murphy Knowles. We're calling y'all out. Everything y'all do was illegal. And we need everybody in this situation right now to be arrested and held before the court. This is a criminal matter.
And of course, these allegations are still unfounded, and these are allegations at the point. And so we want to make sure that we make it clear that we don't have facts on the matter yet. These are reports that have to be investigated, and we'll give people the opportunity to respond to them if it is the case as to whether or not it's true or not. But Ms. Fox, I know we're out of time, but just in 30 seconds, what do you want to say to the people of Grand Bahama
oh, Lord.
As far as what they've come out and supported?
My people, my Bahamian people, I want to thank you all. I so appreciate the love that was shown to me. I know you all love me, right? But you all came out and you all showed up, and it was of God. We had a peaceful protest, and we're not going to stop until everything is resolved and Miss Ingrid is back in her home.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
No problem.
And of course, we're going to show you some video of what took place at that particular protest earlier today. Some of the things that you've seen transpired. We'll roll that even as we get ready to talk to another person. Take a look at what you would have seen earlier today.
Yeah!
This is amazing. What media is all about, and what we're here to do is makes our job worth it. And I'm just proud to see that people are actually supporting this young lady.
Thank you, Reed. Who is responsible? Where did the ball drop? Why did it take this one person coming forward and saying, listen, I have some concerns in order for this story to be unearthed?
That's the bearer of the Bahamas. I like to go down. Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
That's the bearer of the Bahamas. I like to go down. Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the sunshine one.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Welcome back to the Rundown, coming to you from Grand Bahama as we continue to track and watch and follow this story that's been developing. Well, the home away from home, the center of this story, where it's cared for the elderly, is in the central Grand Bahama constituency. And perhaps that is the reason why the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Mr. Iram Lewis, showed up to show support outside this morning to voice his concerns. He joins us now here on the Rundown to talk about it. Mr. Lewis, welcome. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Glenn.
This happened right in your, I call it your backyard, as the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama. You're familiar with Home Away from Home because you've assisted them. Talk to us about your relationship with this particular home.
Home for Home, I have 3 facilities in Central Grand Bahama. And as a Member of Parliament, I've been supportive, providing foodstuff, raw and cooked food. And whenever I'm called upon by the administrators and the operators to assist, we've been doing that. The last function was with Kiwanis Club, where we fed all of the residents as well as the staff members. So we've been very supportive as a part of our outreach program for Central Grand Bahama.
So by and large, this facility has been doing what it's intended to do for the people of Grand Bahama?
As far as I'm aware, because there certainly is the need for nursing homes in Grand Bahama, outside of social services. So again, with that being a service that is necessary, that is needed, and I believe myself, along with all the other members of Parliament and civic-minded individuals, have been supportive, understanding that these homes are not fully funded by themselves, and the grant that they would have received would not be sufficient to operate them. So we reach into our pockets, into our allowances, and also support to ensure that families or persons who are in the care of the operators are well taken care of.
What is your concern? You showed up to the protest today, and you were out there with the people. Why was that important for you to do?
I'm hearing the backstory, a lot of emotions right now. It's a sad story. On the surface, I mean, it is a sad story, and I'm really impressed with the amount of persons that showed up to lend support to the Cary family. We as legislators now must understand, must ensure that we have the right regulations in place, the right policies in place to protect persons who would be in care of these nursing homes, as well as to allow the operators to do it the right way. But this is now speaking to the fact that we need more oversight, perhaps. We need to ensure that we have monitoring on a regular basis. If these facilities are funded or given grant by the government or by private citizens, you should be allowed to have access to these facilities to ensure that the proper thing is done. Because even sometimes the operators may not even know what's going on by some of their workers. So it bears in mind that we need now to pay more focused attention. And you know, hearing all of that has taken place, whether the lady was in a right frame of mind or the family was fully aware of what's going on, we need to call for a full investigation. And I want to get some of the facts. So with a thorough investigation, facts will be revealed, and then we'll take it from there.
Sometimes it's very easy for emotions to run high in times like these. What advice you say to the people of Grand Bahama who tonight are sitting there saying, is this really happening on our island? Or what do I believe? Do I believe this or do I not believe it? What do you want to say to the people of Grand Bahama as a public official where people look to for, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? What do you want to say to the people of Grand Bahama?
Well, thank you for coming and supporting the family, because obviously there's an issue. There is a challenge. One way or the other, there is a challenge. And to make the clarion call for support and for Grand Bahamians to come out and to support, it shows that something is wrong. Something is amiss. Something is amiss. So one way or the other, we need to get to the bottom of it and fix it. And we need to fix it fast. And if this is going to expose things that is going on in the community that we're not aware of, it's a good thing for it to be exposed. And now we as policy makers and as religious leaders, as service organization, now need to put our antennas up, to be more aware of what's going on, and now to zoom in to make sure that what the intention is happens. When you send up your relative to a nursing home for nursing care, you want to ensure that they are properly taken care of.
All right. It's been an interesting day, interesting story, and I'm sure you're going to continue to monitor what happens because it's in your constituency, and yours, I would take, is generally a peaceful constituency.
Absolutely, yeah. I was in Inagua yesterday with the DRMM. I'm doing a hurricane assessment, and when I heard the story last night, I was supposed to come back tonight. So I made it to the airport, and let me come home and see how I can be a part of the solution. As to what is going on.
I think it's so important what you just said, because sometimes people turn out for the initial protest and they don't follow through with ensuring that there is solution. Because this may be just one issue, one concern, but there are others out there, and the only way we can solve them is if we come together and follow through. If that means tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, next week, there has to be a follow through.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
I'm here, Grand Bahama, to support and make sure that we do the right thing.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on joining us on the show. When we come back, we're going to, of course, wait to hear from Murphy Knowles herself. She's going to be here right in the seat to talk to us, tell us her side of the story. Watching a rundown. We're back after this. Stay close.
Beginning Monday, September 16th, it's the new lineup of ZNS News and Current Affairs, 6 p.m. It's What's Trending, Lifestyles in the Afternoon with Stacey Campbell-Marshall, 6:30. We head to the north for the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition, 7 p.m. It's the Bahamas Tonight National Report, followed by the Bahamas Tonight Access, now at 7:30. Then at 8 p.m., your nightly news analysis show, The Rundown, with Clint Watson, and 11 p.m., the Bahamas Tonight at 11 with Royston Jones. It's a full lineup of the new ZNS, and it starts Monday, September 16th. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
So we're just gonna add some
spinach in there. Gonna bring out all that flavor.
From quick and easy meals on the go to savory and delicious down-home delights, dishing it up is what we do.
I'm Chef Manny. I'll be the new host of Dishing It Up Season 2, and I'm inviting you to my kitchen here at Manuelo's.
And together, we're cooking up a new season of delicious Bahamian dishes. Welcome back to Dishing It Up.
Welcome back to The Rundown. We are coming to you from Grand Bahama tonight. And thank you to all of you who are tuning in online or watching us social media platforms. We're great to have you with us. Well, as we always hear people say, there are another side to the story. You hear one side, you hear the other side, and then people say the third side is the truth. This next side of the story comes from the woman at the center of all of the concerns and the allegations that have been made. And in her eyes, there's a grave injustice taking place because what she says is being levied against her is simply not true. She's a proprietor of Home Away from Home. Murphy Knowles, at the center of the story, joins me now at the desk to talk about this story. Murphy Knowles, first of all, thank you for coming here and telling, as we say, your truth. Welcome to The Rundown.
Yeah, thanks for having me to come here so I could really give the truth of what really happened.
So let's find out. We know the context of this story. At the center, the granddaughter who said she placed her grandmother in your care and because she had to go and take a job overseas, coming back to find you living in her house. And then to find, in her words, that the house has been signed over to you, her grandmother's checks have been signed over to you, and the fact that you have an insurance policy for her grandmother. These accusations. Let's start first in telling what you believe is your truth, what you say is your truth. First of all, the home. How did you get access to this home?
The nursing home?
Yes.
Actually,
no, not the nursing home, the home that you're living in.
The house I'm living in?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, Miss Ingrid decided that what she wanted to do. She said she didn't want to give it to her granddaughter because she knew her granddaughter was not able to take care of the home. And she said, really, I don't want to, badmouth anybody or anything, but she said she never really trusts her with the home. And other persons know, because other persons came to me concerning it also too, and everything. And when Ingrid told me what she was going to do, I spoke with the granddaughter, and I asked her to bring Miss Ingrid back home with the children and hire someone to be there with the kids. I told her I even will offer my service to take them if they need to go shopping or whatever they need to go do. I wouldn't charge her for that. I would just go and just do it because I know Miss Ingrid. And she told me she wasn't into that. She said, Miss, I'm not into this house and I'm not into her.
This is what the grandmother said about her granddaughter?
No, this is what the granddaughter said.
The grandmother said about the grandmother?
Yes.
So the granddaughter who's claiming, this is a grandmother, she's hurt, and so forth, she's saying that she wasn't into her?
She wasn't into it.
She told this to you?
She told us to me. She wants to speak the truth. And I mentioned this right in front of her grandmother, what she said to me. And she said, yes, she did say it. And I said, that's why we right here today, a lack of communication. You left your grandmother. She did not bring her in the home.
She did not bring her to you for care? Because the story initially we were hearing was that she brought her grandmother to be taken care of because she had to move away. That's not, how did her grandmother get in your care?
Her mother came through social service and a nurse. And it was another lady, I can't remember the other lady name. So she was
referred to you for care by the Department of Social Services, not the granddaughter?
No, they called me and said they have a lady, Miss Ingrid Cary, that asked me if I have any space in my home for her to come in, and I told them yes. The granddaughter never brought her.
So now the granddaughter is claiming that you're living in the home and you've changed the locks. Have you changed the locks?
Actually, yes, I had to change the locks.
Why?
Because Miss Ingrid told me to change the locks. She had a key for it. She said, Miss Knowles, I don't know who else might have a key to the house, because she was giving a lot of people the keys, and people was going in there getting things out. Before she decided to say she wanted me to have the home, she was blessing people with all the rest of the stuff in the house.
And she gave you, what was she hoping you would do with the home?
Actually, she told me, where she know I normally help people, host people, when people don't have nowhere to live and stuff like that. And she said, Miss Knowles, you're doing such a good work. And she said, I would like to bless you the home to continue to work.
So are you helping people with the home, or
Yes,
are you just living in it to occupy?
No, I helping people with the home.
So people are stayed there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The next part of this equation, obviously, is the financial part of it.
Mm-hmm.
People obviously pay you to take care of their loved ones.
Yes, sir.
There are accusations being made, even up to earlier today, with people out in front of their home, that you take the national insurance checks and you use them. Explain to us that.
Using the national insurance check, some people do get checks, $295 stuff. You know, they bend upon it a little bit. There's a lot of people in there do not get checks. And when they do get the checks, I pay the bills. I pay staff. I have over 10 staff to care for these people around the clock.
So you use their checks to, to provide care for them?
And buy groceries and everything. Whatever the needs are, I make sure those needs are met. And everybody in that home, they can verify that. I do not take anything for myself. But I'm supposed to pay myself a salary, but I cannot.
Do you believe that you do a good job in taking care and caring for the elderly?
Yes, I dedicate my whole life. When God called me to do this work in 2010, I dedicate my whole life to this.
How do you feel now, based on what you're going through, as a result of the charges levied against you? It's okay.
People know me. They know me. I don't hide nothing. I don't hide my bank account, nothing. The people in the Bank of Bahamas, they know me. Sometimes it's a couple of dollars go on my bank book. I crack my little jokes. I say, guy, leaving there's like a stiff my shoulder back a little bit like I got something. And when I go in there, I say, guys, bill time to pay. I don't take nothing from nobody.
It's okay. This family claimed that you had your children take out a mortgage on the home. Is that correct?
That's a lie. So the mortgage is being paid at Scotiabank.
Who's paying the mortgage?
I pay the mortgage.
And this is the same mortgage that was continuing?
This the same mortgage, whatever she had there, this is the same mortgage.
You're just making the payments?
Yes, sir.
Whose name is the mortgage?
It's still in Phil Cary and Ingrid Cary.
You just make the payment?
I just make it the payments. I give them the paperwork that I have to let them say I have power of attorney along with the deeds. I give it to the bank and everything, but it have to remain in their name because it's their loan.
Some has levied the claim that she should not be able to make decisions because of her condition. They've levied that she may have a dementia or something of the sort and cannot make decisions for her own. And so the question then is simply, why did you not contact the family members when she started asking you to take the home and take other things? If there is a concern medically that she may not be cognizant in her decision-making, why not contact the next of kin?
Actually, I contact her brother-in-law, who she was calling. I spoke with her sister when her sister came there, I think on 2 occasions, concerning this, what Ingrid wanted to do, and also her pastor. I did not contact Philipa because she said, Ms. Knowles, I don't want anything to do with Philipa.
This is what her
grandmother said. Yes.
She wanted nothing to do with it.
Yes. I did not contact her, honestly speaking, and I hardly even see Philipa. I didn't even know who was Philipa until she called me and said she wanted to go there to the house. And I told Philipa, I said, Philipa, I don't know where the house is. I said, you probably give me the key, but I don't know where the house is. So she said, I'll meet you by Ruby Smith's, and you can follow me. And I did not went in. I stood by the door. And that was the first time me personally put eyes on Philipa.
Because she wasn't the one who brought her there?
No, she wasn't the one that brought her there.
So you tried to make contact with family members to say this is the request that she's asking for. Are you okay with this?
Yes. And they told me, say if that's what Ingrid's choice is, that's what she want to do. So then Ms. Knowles, her brother-in-law said, Ms. Knowles, I know you from, because he used to be at Bank of Bahamas. And I used to go in there to deal with my people checks and stuff. He said, I know you was always an honest person. And I know you would not tell me anything wrong or lie. That what her brother-in-law said to me. And I spoke with her pastor, and I told her pastor what Miss Ingrid wanted to do. So she said, Miss knows if that's Ingrid's choice, that's her choice.
You try to talk to Ms. Ingrid. Ms. Ingrid, I don't know if this is the right thing for you to do.
Yes,
I don't think you
that.
should give me, did you send it to her?
Yes, sir.
And what did she say?
Took me 3 months. I keep on telling her, I say, Ingrid, I'm not too sure what Ingrid's, you understand? And she keep on saying, Miss Knowles, take me to a lawyer, please. Take me to a lawyer, because if you don't take this house, I'm going to give it to somebody else.
She was that demanding?
Yes. She said, because you're doing the work.
You're her caretaker. Does she have challenges with any kind of illness when it comes to dementia?
No, she doesn't. I took her to the doctor, to the psych doctor at the Rand Memorial, and was sitting with Health Social Service was in the room, and they checked Ingrid out, and I asked them, I said, do she play with dementia? They say, no, ma'am. I say, Murphy, she don't play. And I told them what she did. And they said, Miss Knowles, if she blessed you with a house, thank God. Saying Ingrid was right there. Ingrid said, yes, I give it to her.
No doubt you can understand why the community of Grand Bahama is enraged about this story, because from what they've heard and her telling a story, how could somebody do this?
Right.
How could somebody plague on a vulnerable, an elderly woman, and instead of just taking care of her, trying to profit from her?
Right.
So that's why the community has expressed concern. What do you want the community to know today?
I want the community to stop, because from I've been doing this work, I have many people in my home. I never took even a candy from them. If I know they are not in their right mind, I wouldn't take anything. You understand? But if they're in their right mind, they say, Miss Knowles, I want to give you this glass of water, I would take it, but I normally would bless you with it. I don't take it for myself. I see work. So when Ingrid did that, that's when someone came in there. I wouldn't, say who it is. And they say that we need Miss Knowles to help us with this situation. And she said what she wanted to do from then. Until I decided to say, okay, Miss Ingrid, I will do it. I see work. I see something I can bless somebody. Not for me to be comfortable, like they say in the house, laying up in the house. No, I see mission, I see work. Somebody need a shelter, somebody needs something, somebody need food, somebody need clothes. I see work. I don't look for comfort. I have a little space in there for me. And the rest is for people.
You saw the reaction from your windows, obviously, in front of the home today. What came to mind as you saw the enrage of the people?
It hurt me right to my bones to know the work that I do here in Grand Bahama. People come to me, can't pay. They bring their loved one. People come to me for help. I do over 100 meals a day. And only this one thing. The other day I had a big write-up on Facebook talking about the work I do, how awesome it is. Some people from the United States call me, say they want to give me my doctor license, because I've been in the ministry for quite some time doing this type of work. And to see just one thing, just come and sit down and talk with me. Nobody did that. They just took a story and run with it.
There are people who are levying accusations, I call them, until they can be proven, that this is not the first time that you have. I know our news team spoke to a gentleman out there who said his grandfather had passed right before COVID. He had a seizure in the home, in your home, and he felt as if there was a lack of care and concern, and then you were taking his grandfather's checks. And so he expressed concern that he had issues with the home. There are people out there who legitimately believe that this is not the first time you have taken what they call advantage of an elderly person under the disguise of providing care for them. So this is not the first accusation. Does that concern you?
Yes, it concerns me, because when they talk about checks, and NIB can verify this, sometimes they carry me there, the NIB want to get the people checks back. I need the $400 or the $300 or the $200 and something to care for the people. That's really grocery money. Let's be real. I can't really pay the staff, pay the light bill. I have to turn AC on. I have to do all this stuff, right? And when they talk about checks, they want the checks. But they do not come and bring the checks to us. So what happened, NIB came up to that they have the checks go to the nursing home account so I could be able to get something.
Because other than the checks, how else would you be able to take care?
No other way.
There's no fee that they pay?
The family wouldn't pay it. Some of the family wouldn't pay it. I can be real. I got some faithful family that will come and pay. And I have some will make me a promise and say, no, they'll pay the first 2 or 3 months, and after that, I don't see them no more. I have to run them down, go to NIB and say, come on, man, fix this. So I could get something for the people.
So the monthly check isn't...
No big money.
It's just, you believe that should be, and NIB obviously, if that's happening, NIB obviously is authorizing, because you're providing care for them, they're authorizing you to be able to get the funds.
Their checks to go there to care for them. That's their check.
And it takes care of them.
And it takes care of them. We have to bathe them, feed them, clothe them. You call the family and tell the family, bring Pampers for them, they don't want. Toiletries. I told them, I say the family is responsible for their toiletries. They don't bring them. Kelly's could tell you right now, when they see Miss Noah's coming, Kelly's, I must say buy their whole shelf with all the shampoo, conditioner, with all the stuff that you need. Shavers, name it. My trolleys be full with them things for the nursing home because the family ain't gonna bring it.
How many people do you have living in your facility?
I have about 40-something.
40-something people?
Mm-hmm. And a lot of them is homeless. We just took in one the other day. That NIB right now, NIB, that Health Social Service now trying to get it sorted out. I have to now, matter of fact, today, I supposed to put him in my car to take him where he was living in a car to see if we could find his paperwork so he could get an NIB. He in my home without anything. I have to feed him, clothe him, make sure he bed, make sure the doctors and nurses them come to see him. All this stuff we deals with. I hire a counselor to talk to them there and all.
How would you describe what is being characterized as you and your care for the elderly?
It's very bad and poor with what they say concerning with me, caring for the people. They don't know. They don't know. A lot of them don't have no money. So for them to say what they say, but I take in NIB, that's why I don't even want to get my nails done. I don't even want to go to get my hair done or nothing. I don't even want, I be so ashamed to sit in a restaurant and have a meal. Because they think that's the people money I eat in. You say, Ms. Noah, that's for you. I be sitting there looking over my shoulders. I cannot do nothing. They don't do what they're supposed to do. They bring them to me to care for them. Yes, people going to die. All ain't come there to die. And God tell me that. I have some who got healed, and they wouldn't leave. They tell me, Miss Knowles, I ain't going nowhere because you've been good to me. Some going to come and they're going to die out of my control. They go in the hospital and die out of the doctor control.
Do people come, do the officials come regularly to check on your place to make sure you are up to standard and regulated?
Yes, social service come, they check me, they walk through my house. The police department has come. All of them.
And none have ever complained about the care?
Never.
If this house is at the center of this concern, what are you willing to do?
To be truthful, it's what Ingrid wants to do. And that's what she said. She wanted me to have the house, to do the work. And I doing exactly what she wants to be done. I didn't talk to Ingrid about that house. I never been looking for no house. I was quite well comfortable living right there in the nursing home with my one bedroom I created for myself.
Who has power of attorney for her?
I have it. She told me to do it.
She told, how did you get it? She told you?
Yes, sir. She told me to do it. She
and
said,
how was it done? What process did you go through to get it?
When you go through the lawyer do it, and then you take it to actually be registered.
And the lawyer was comfortable that this was being done above board?
Yes. He spoke with Ingrid, make sure she was in her sound mind, because he would say he would never put his business in jeopardy.
Correct.
And to have her sign any papers and everything. And they went through all you have to go through and deal with, and that was it.
And family members were aware of this?
Yes. I told them. I told a family member what Ingrid wanted.
And they didn't have any opposition to it?
Nobody didn't say anything. Even when Ingrid did the life insurance, I wasn't even in the building.
She took out a policy?
She took out her policy herself. I wasn't even in the building. When I came back from off the road, because I normally go on the road to get donations to help the home. When I came back from off the road, the insurance lady was there dealing with the other clients, with them paying their own insurance and stuff. And she said, Miss Knowles, I'd like to see you. I say, okay. I said, what's going on? What's up? She said, yeah, Miss Cary put you down to make sure if anything happened to her, that you make sure she get a decent burial. I said, what? She said, it's only $5,000. I say, okay then. So I said, Miss Ingrid, you sure this is what you want? She said, yeah.
So the policy is only $5,000?
Only $5,000 for burial, and go straight to whoever she chooses, tell me to send it to a rescue or whatever. $5,000.
She placed you as the benefactor? Why not her granddaughter?
I don't know. She put my name down. I didn't do it. I wasn't even there. When I came, I met this going on.
Does she acknowledge her granddaughter?
She acknowledged her, yes. She does. And everything. And she always say, and people, if they want to speak the truth, they can say that. She always say she want to take her name back. She's telling me, Miss Knowles, take me to the lawyer, because I don't want to carry no more. I say, Ingrid, you can't do that, man. You understand? Did the things she say. You know, so I don't know what was going on with that relationship right there. I don't know. But she always say, Miss Knowles, I don't trust her. So I wouldn't eat from her.
Do you consider yourself as one who took advantage of her?
You know, I would never take advantage of anybody. I just getting healed from cancer, baby. I need my blessing from God. And my Bible says, whatever you sow, you should surely reap. I would never take advantage of any one of those patients in there. When they see me, they see mommy. I have a mother spirit. I'm not well educated, but I have a mother spirit. And when my people see me, they see mother. And they see I'm coming with love.
If the family asks for the family's home to be returned, are you willing to return it?
Honestly, no, I would not.
You would not return it?
No, because that is not Ingrid's request.
That's not her request?
That is not her request, and that's what she told me. She told me they was coming to do this. She did tell me.
She told you?
Yes. After everything was done, and so on like that, and the lawyer called me to get the paperwork and everything. She said, Ma'am, Ms. Knowles, they can mess with you. I can tell you that now. They can mess with you. I said, Ingrid, I don't need no la, please. She said, but they can mess with you. She did say that.
Are you prepared to move forward with this hanging over you?
Actually, whether if I give it back or don't give it back, it can still be there. Let's be real. They don't put my name out there. They don't put things out there. So it doesn't matter which way I go. It's still going to be there. I can look at, okay, I give it the home back. Oh, yes, she guilty. See how she give the home back. They can still find something to say concerning me. They can find something to do or whatever. I want God work. I don't know how long I have here. I want to finish my task and go home to glory. I'm not carrying nothing with me. So if Ingrid won what she worked hard for, help somebody else along the way, so be it. The daughter had the opportunity to stay there and take care of Grammy. If she had to go away, all she had to do is put somebody in that house to watch Miss Cary, because Miss Cary get enough money. She gets $900 and something, okay? Could pay the light bill, the water bill, the cable bill. The mortgage was $198 a month, okay? She could have do it.
So what do you say to her daughter in our final words?
In my final word, that Philipa, you know you could have come to me and talked to me. You come there to the home several times. and you sit down and me and you talk, and I said to you, Philipa, people out there saying things, and you say, Miss Knowles, it ain't me. I'm not saying anything. It's people, and me, you, and your Grammys talk concerning the house and everything. And I say, Philipa, this is your Grammy choice. And Ingrid did say to you, say, Philipa, I already give the home to Miss Knowles. And you say, Grammy, you know I was coming back, but Ingrid said, but Philipa, you never told me that. You told me you was going. You know the conversation. You know everything what was been said. I don't know why you try to do this and make people think I try to take something away from you. I never took nothing from you. You need to speak to your Grammy. She's the one that decided to do what she did. It wasn't me.
Murphy Knowles, thank you for speaking your truth.
Yes,
I appreciate it. And we hope at the end of the day, just a peaceful resolution to a situation that's very concerning. Thank you for coming on the rundown.
Okay.
And stay with us. We're back after this.
That's the bearer of the Bahamas. I like to go down. Oh yeah.
Welcome back. Many of you would have missed what took place throughout the events of today. I think it's important to share it with you. Earlier, residents would have gathered in front of the elderly care facility to show support for Philipa. Ashley Roll was on the scene, capturing the unfolding events, gathering details for that developing story. Take a look at the report.
Residents in Grand Bahama are raising serious concern, questioning the credibility about an elderly care facility and its owners, questioning whether or not it truly provides a home away from home. Protesters gathering outside of the elderly facility on Thursday morning, demanding answers and justice.
How you can let someone who you know in and right mind sign over all them stuff?
The protest stems from allegations made by Philipa Cary, daughter of Ingrid Cary, a resident of the facility ran by Murphy Knowles. Philipa claims her mother's life insurance, survivor's benefit, national insurance pension, along with her home were all signed over to Murphy Knowles after she placed her in the home. Community members describe the situation as heart-wrenching.
Murphy got to go! Murphy got to go! Yeah! Murphy got to go! Murphy got to go!
So happy that Grand Bahama came out now and they speak on behalf of this home.
I'm here today because a grave injustice has been perpetrated once again against a Grand Bahamian.
Why would mine even think about this?
For someone who's a caretaker to take advantage, I call it taking advantage.
Like it should never be a case where a Grand Bahamian is doing this to another Grand Bahamian.
Protesters outside the home also sharing their experience with the elderly care facility.
Wondering why every time I go there, he went from a size X large and pampered down to a size medium. And I was trying to figure out what's carrying on. You know, why is he getting so small?
In that room for almost 6+ hours, suffering from a seizure. It was not just him in that room. It was him and 2 other persons sharing the room.
After the demonstration at the home, the protest moved to the Harold Gregory building. Protesters standing outside adorned in shirts that read, "Get out the house, Murphy." Philipa's sons, along with their father, also appearing in a show of support.
She called saying, help her. She won't get out there. They hitting her and stuff. She don't like it. Help her get out there. But by the time as I try help, Miss Knowles had already had power of attorney over.
Philipa Cary arrived shortly after, greeted with chairs, hugs, and emotional support from the crowd.
I'm in shock. I don't even have the words. I don't even have the words to put together to let everybody know how appreciative I am and how grateful and thankful I am that everybody come through and so fast.
Now, this is a developing story that we will continue to follow. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Well, questions have surfaced about the attorney responsible for overseeing the power of attorney and managing other benefits in this case. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports that the attorney, who is a cousin of Murphy Knowles, stands by his actions, stating he has no regrets as Ingrid Cary is of sound mind.
Attorney at law Kevin M. Russell, who facilitated the transfer of legal rights to the conveyance of property and power of attorney for Ingrid Cary, has expressed no regrets over his actions. Russell stated that he personally spoke with Cary, confirming that she was of sound mind and fully aware of her decision. He emphasized that Cary was resolute in her intent for Murphy Knowles to receive legal ownership of her home. Our team was on the beat all day searching for answers. According to the attorney, he was informed that Ms. Cary was allegedly left alone in her home to manage on her own. This revelation comes as Russell states that it was a routine visit from a community nurse that uncovered her unhealthy living conditions.
And she contacted social services who placed Ms. Cary into the Rand Memorial Hospital and then called Ms. Knowles to go down, and Ms. Knowles went down there and then took in as a resident.
The attorney furthering that Knowles approached him about assistance with a legal matter regarding transferring property rights, which he agreed to do so. The attorney believes that the elderly was competent and in her right frame of mind during this process. He explains that the document cited a mortgage facility and a conveyance in the name of Philip and Ingrid Cary as joint tenants.
I helped them and I sat down at length in the car with Ms. Cary and asking her, and answered them, are you sure? Is this what you want? And she told me, and answered, yes, this is what I want. In addition to that, she also told me that she would like to sign a power of attorney over to Ms. Knowles so that Mrs. Knowles can take care of her personal affairs. So I said, okay, I don't have no problem with that either.
Russell notes that while he has no knowledge on what Cary means by personal affairs, however, he expresses that Cary wanted the caretaker, Murphy Knowles, to continue paying her mortgage.
There's a mortgage here, and she said, yes, it does exist. Mrs. Knowles will take over the mortgage.
When asked about notifying the family regarding the legal decision, Russell stated that it wasn't necessary. He also mentioned that he has no regrets, insisting that he did nothing wrong.
In my heart, in my mind, and in my mind's eye, if I know it was wrong, I would not have done it.
When asked if it was possible for Cary to retract her decision, here's his response.
The documents on stamped or recorded, I guess she can destroy it. That would be it.
Cary remains at the assisted living facility, but her loved ones are now embroiled in a legal battle to revoke the power of attorney and reclaim her home for the family. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Now, in light of these allegations against away from home, the Ministry for Grand Bahama and the Ministry for Social Services, Information and Broadcasting released a statement explaining that the government is committed to the thorough investigation of these allegations involving this care facility. The statement continues that the protection and well-being of our elderly citizens is a priority, and this matter is being taken very seriously. The Ministry of Social Services has launched a comprehensive investigation, and the case has been referred to the Royal Bahamas Police Force for further action. Additionally, the statement says, while we understand desire for swift inquiry, we must allow the investigative process to proceed so that all facts can be thoroughly examined. We are committed to ensuring that in the case where there is egregious behavior and wrongdoing, those responsible are held accountable under the law, and we will take all necessary measures to protect the rights and dignity of our citizens. The statement noting that we ask for the community's patience and cooperation as the investigation unfolds. Well, in this final segment tonight, we talked to an official from the Department of Social Services here on Grand Bahama. Joining me in studio tonight is the Assistant Director for the Department of Social Services in Grand Bahama, Jody Burrows, to really address this issue. Thank you for being here on the Rundown tonight.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Watson.
There's a lot of anger and rage about this story. People are upset. People have expressed their views. If you've seen the amount of comments online, people are upset. People are disappointed. What I want to find out, first of all, is there some regulation in place for these living facilities for the elderly that social services is responsible for monitoring?
Yes, sir. Thank you again, Mr. Watson. So the Department of Social Services has a responsibility for residential facilities on the islands of the Bahamas. And the the Senior Citizens Division is that division that is responsible for ensuring that these homes are operated as it relates to the residents, that they are being adequately cared for.
What kind of monitoring takes place by the Department of Social Services to ensure adequate facilities and operations?
Okay, so the division, which is supervised by Chief Social Worker Brenna Mae Roll Cooper, she has the responsibility, and officers working with her who visit the homes regularly. As a matter of fact, the facility in question, the last reported visit was the 3rd of October.
You would have visited on the 3rd of October, this month?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, and when they conduct their visits, they speak with the residents to ensure that they are being cared for. They ask them questions. They give them the opportunity to speak for themselves.
Were there any concerns?
There has been no concerns reported to the Department of Social Services.
Now, if Social Services comes to a home and interviews people, and people speak, are you certain that people are speaking from their free will, or do you believe there may be some level of fear because the operators are watching or listening? Are you satisfied that the reports you're getting from people are the true reports?
Well, we can only go by what the residents say to us, and they are not interviewed or being spoken to in the presence of a caregiver.
A staff or caregiver.
Yes, they're not. Yes, so they have the freedom to speak to the social worker when they visit the homes.
Is there a general concern about the way our elderly are being treated? And I know this has been Older Persons Month as well. Is there a general concern about how the elderly is being treated and whether or not decisions are being made in the best interest of them?
Mr. Watson, as it relates to the facilities and the seniors, you know, it is unfortunate that the report we received today is even being discussed. You know, it is important that we care for our elderly. The homes must be commended for providing the service that they do provide. However, we must continue to have the public maintain the level of vigilance and passion that they are exhibiting today. As families, we must ensure that our elderly are being adequately cared for. It is our responsibility, and community as well, to ensure that the seniors are being cared for.
Is there a concern that when persons are put in these homes, they're often left there and then there's not a continual interaction and visit from families?
That has been reported to us. When we have the opportunity to speak to the residents or even the proprietors of the homes, at times they express the concern that family members do not visit, on occasions have left and no one has returned. But that is not the norm. Family members often take the time to go and visit their loved ones.
This story came to light because the family sounded the alarm and came forward. Do you encourage that if there are concerns? Yes, we do. And unfortunately, it has come to this point where the Department of Social Services has had no involvement with the family. The family has not come to the department to levy any complaint or concerns to us. I'd ask you, and I want people to understand the process. When you're talking about check payments that are given to persons from NIB and so forth, is that the process that if you're in a home, that check goes to the home, or is that still the property of the elderly person who's receiving that, and that has to be a decision made?
The decision is actually made with either the resident, as long as they are able to make that decision, or their family members who would have the authorization to do so, to make that arrangement with the National Insurance Board. The usual cost of being placed in a facility is about $600. And
this is monthly.
This is monthly, and oftentimes we have persons who are seniors who are receiving a benefit from national insurance, retirement benefit, whose pension may be $320, and family members must, of course, subsidize that.
All right, I'll give you the final closing word. Anything else you want to add to this discussion here tonight?
The month of October is recognized as Older Persons Month, and this month's theme is "It's our place to collaborate and protect our seniors." And in this vein, the seniors division we commenced the month with a church service, and we've had other activities throughout the month. In July of this year, there was a legal forum that the seniors division had to advise and inform our seniors for situations such as this.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show and sharing this information. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
When we come back and we wrap up, I want to have at this desk the young man that broke this story from our northern service here in Grand Bahama, and to get his take on this story, how he got this story, the angle of the story, and what he has been able to champion and lead. Rumiko knows. He'll join me at this desk and we close when we come back.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting is partnering with the Bahamas Christian Council to help build stronger Bahamian families.
I believe that our ultimate experience in living begins with God and family.
Our purpose is to facilitate, guide, inspire, and equip you to have a better life.
And a strong family foundation begins with each of us trying to become better individuals. Let's unite
for a stronger Bahamas.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, leading Bahamians from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
The Northern Service news team has done an exceptional job covering this story on various angles and really just being professional about it. We're extremely proud of all of our reporters here at the Northern Service, and it's led by the dynamic anchor Rumiko Knowles, who would have uncovered this story this week while producing the news this week. Rumiko, first of all, congratulations on a job well done with this story.
Thank you. Thank you.
And of course, for the leadership that you've shown with the reporters here covering all angles of it. How did the story come about?
I'm home relaxing, and Philipa reached out to me, and she said that she's a little apprehensive to tell me what she was about to tell me. And I said, what is it? She said, can you give me a call? I said, sure. And she told me over the phone everything that was happening, and she said people have been coming to her and encouraging her to tell her story, but she was so afraid. And so I said, this is something that needs to be told. You need to share your story. And she was afraid because she said her mother was still in the home, and she didn't know what may happen if the story gets out while her mother is still in the home. And so I told her that you can't allow that to paralyze you, that fear of, you know, crippling yourself and not being able to share your story. Tell the world, tell people what's happening. I told her, this is going to go national. I promise you, this would be national. And so the minute it was posted and I saw what it was doing, I messaged her and I said, get ready.
Wow. As journalists, we tell these stories on a daily basis, and oftentimes we try to just be the one telling the story, but sometimes we end up becoming a part of it because of the community impact that it has. And I saw you out at the protest today there and talking to people and so forth. Sometimes it's hard to separate yourself from the story because it has such national impact to it.
It is. I wanted to go out there because I felt like it was something that I created, and I didn't want to remove myself from the situation. I wanted people to see me and wanted people to know that we're here for them. If they're telling their stories and they're protesting, we should be there covering that as well. Every single aspect of the story, we want to make sure that we're able to cover and get that message out there, whatever the message may be. I went to bed maybe 2 a.m. and got up at 6 a.m. Trying to orchestrate the team and making sure that we're able to get to these places as the story was unfolding, because so much information was coming in and so many people were just messaging, and it took so many twists, and you have a newscast to produce. And so it started at 5 a.m.
Yeah, and it's still going.
It's still going. So
I think I know the answer to this, but does it end here?
It doesn't end here. Of course, tomorrow is another day, and there's now other aspects of the story that we now have to unravel and unfold, and so that's where we pick up at tomorrow. We understand now that a report has been made to the police, and so of course now we're going to find out the process, what happens next with the police and what's going to happen at the end of the day.
Correct.
That's the big question. Murphy said that she's not willing to give up the home. Philipa wants the home, and so what's going to happen? And that's the question we are trying to get answers to now.
Well, I know it's in capable hands. Again, I cannot say on behalf of the entire Broadcasting Corporation and the public who have been watching and tuning in, great job with this story. The entire news team here at the Northern Service ought to be commended.
Absolutely.
And I am extremely proud of the work that you have been doing here, and to be able to come here today with the show and just continue the legacy that you guys have started over here. I'm indeed honored and humbled by that, and hats off and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. All of you who've been a part of ZNS, continuing to bring these stories to light and making us your news leader, we are indeed appreciative of you. The bottom line is, there is no winner here. And if you're looking for an analysis, there is none. This story is unfolding and it's continuing. And while some people may want it to be stronger, or while some people may want there to be more hostility, while some may want there to be more calm, the reality is we brought the story to you and allow you to hear from the various players and the people involved in it, and perhaps leave it to you to make a decision. At the end of the day, the only way we can have stronger communities is if we address the issues and shed light on them. And that is what we do here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. Shed light on the issues and hopefully get answers to bring resolve and keep our community connected. All the way in the north here in Grand Bahama, thanks so much for watching us on The Rundown. I'm Clint Watson. Don't forget Royston Jones comes your way at 11 o'clock with the 11 o'clock Bahamas Tonight. For all of us, have a great night.
I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
It's time for Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. It's Grand Bahama's best talk show, highlighting all of the positive things happening in Freeport. Look forward to our special guests each week that will tell you about events, activities, and initiatives that are making a remarkable impact on our community.